one actually. Do I even want to be on this map? I don't even know what missions I've got. There is some. Sod it, we'll go to this map. Rebel by choice, morning, how's it going, dude? Good to have you join us for the old stream. Yeah, cheers for letting us know as well with the, let's call it Phase 8 thing. It's good news. They always seem to sneak it up on us on the last, like, we sort of get less than a week's notice. It's not, I don't care either way. Like, if it's nearly on its way out, then yeah, that's good news. David Kaiser, hey Wolf, how's things? Yeah, I'm not too bad, cheers, dude. Yourself? Yeah, I've got a couple of mods. Storage. There's a ramp. I appreciate Mark Rowe is letting us know there's yeah, this ramp which I could try at White Valley. He said the same thing. That was my exact. As soon as I seen the word ramp, it's like yes. Yeah, this whatever NG8M blah 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 blah. It reminded me a bit like the truck from MudRunner that was in the E series of trucks. So it was like the top end. Oh, it's just a goddamn horse. Well, not just a goddamn horse. And then the Max Highway truck, which kind of looks a little, yeah, pretty cool. Looks like the Smokey and the Bandit truck, that sort of thing. Only costs $4 as well. Yeah, so we'll give them a go. Apparently this is like pretty meaty. That's what she said. This one I'm interested in. I don't know anything about this. I just seen it was voted pretty high. Number one in your hearts. Hey Wolf, how's it going? Cheers for joining us. David Kaiser, I'm pretty good. Got back to swinging an axe today. Yeah, it's true. Not back to the chainsaw yet. How's your leg doing? Like, I think last time, didn't you say you were using a cane? I'm trying to think which truck. Yeah, let's do this one up first. We'll get round to the ramp truck. It's not going to take too long before I end up on White Valley. Oh yeah, I didn't even realise I was already on the right region at least. High range, yep. Oh, so it has got raised. What size tyres are the biggest? 46, is that? Thought they'd be a little bit bigger, but maybe it's just especially like how close the rears sit to each other. I don't know, you probably squeeze a few more inches in. Which is of course what she said. Yeah, they look pretty nice, those tyres. I think I'm on a snowy map as well, so actually makes sense. Snorkel, why not? Treat myself. Justin Lynch, hello, how's it going, dude? Good to have you join us, see what attachments this thing's got. Brilliant, I got in from a 10-day road trip this afternoon just in time to catch the live stream. That's good news, hope you enjoyed yourself. Sounds pretty good. Well, with fuel prices, I'd like remortgage to go for a road trip these days. It's got, well, I assume, yeah, pretty much everything. What the hell's that? So it's just a bit like the winch pack sort of thing, but they've made it into like it's got repair points. That's pretty cool. Yeah, probably most things. The chassis is quite a nice size for. It's gonna have just about every option. Well, I might have to get a sideboard. I might have to take a goddamn horse, to be honest. It's been a while since I've gone rallying around on this map. Oh yeah, let's just see customization. Me so trashed. Hey buddy, how's it hanging? Yeah, not too bad, cheers dude. Yourself? Roof, yeah. Where? What am I? Oh no, I don't want the orange lights. Thought I was getting a some fog lights. It doesn't look like it might not have fog lights. What about the badge? It's like a rip-off of Merc. I respect it. Rear fenders wide. No, can I just remove the normal ones? Yeah, that's good. I think they've gone, yeah. Number plate. Go on then. David Kaiser, I've been using the cane a lot less now, so it's been pretty nice. Yeah, that's good news. Like I say, probably best to yeah, stick with the axe for a while, even though it's definitely more effort. Like I said, I used to do landscaping, and yeah, chainsaw is one of the few things I'd rather avoid if I can. I'm pretty sure I have used one, but not for very long. And again, with a bit of a wincing, kind of pulling my face back just in case. Like I said, ever since I heard that story when some guy my brother spoke to, yeah, got like a massive scar up his whole chest where the chain came off and like pretty much ripped his rib cage in half, like split him in half pretty much. Yeah, not the biggest fan of them, but they are handy. Like I said, not particularly the biggest fan of swinging an axe around all day if I can help it. Oh yeah, I've got to get a goddamn horse. Been fine. I was just saying to someone earlier, having like loaf withdrawals, waiting for the next phase to come out. 12. Quite like the 12 speed on this. I can't even remember if I've tried any of the ones, to be honest, but let's try stilt loaf. At least I've gotten used to my leg being numb. That's true. Is that still the case then? Is that like probably not ever gonna come back? There's probably like worse. Imagine like your hand being numb. I think would be a lot worse. Still though, like obviously it's not ideal. Like I said, the only experience I sort of had was that when I got punched and my cheek broke, it trapped the nerve. But once they did like an operation, yeah, I've got like the feeling back. Thankfully, like I said years ago as well, like when I was a kid, my mum got E. coli poisoning, was in hospital for months, had kidney failure, and like it was pretty bad. She's like, I think it's sort of down the right arm or something, like from say the wrist to the middle of her arm. I think that's numb, like at least on the surface level. Like if you touch her arm, she sort of wouldn't know, like if there was like a bug crawling on her arm or something. I should just get the biggest winch really, but like I said, so many things to scroll through. Guy on a Moose Adventures. Hey, it's Mr. Lone Wolf. How's it going, dude? Good to have you join us for the old stream. I don't really need any of these things. He's got damn horse as it is. Let's get one of them. I jumped up pretty quick then. Boa Omega, yo, Wolf Boy. Long time no see. Yeah, true. Again, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't do a stream in the end last week. I wasn't sure whether I was going to or not, but I don't think there was really much new going on. Oh yeah, just need a crane vehicle. Not more than do it. Do you know what? I won't. I don't know. Yeah, fuck it. I mean, it probably is a bit overkill. But I'm just more curious actually to see how precise this crane can be. Again, I remember this, like, I like this crane truck. Not just for the fact that it had a massive crane on it, but if I remember rightly, it was actually like a very nice, drivable vehicle, and it did that very nicely as well, actually, to be fair. Get in there, Loaf. Right. I've got a feeling this truck's going to be pretty good. It was pretty highly rated on the like thumbs up thing. Yeah, the doctor said unless some miracle happens, my leg is going to stay numb. It sucks, but hey, I can still walk, and that matters the most. Yeah, definitely. I thought for a second then it said I can still wank. So well, it was a massive relief. Yeah, no, exactly. Like walking's a bit of a biggie. It's the same thing, even though my knee's like been a bit of a twat, I can still walk. I wouldn't really want to go like hiking up a mountain. I don't think that'd do it too many favours these days. But yeah, you know, I can move around and everything.
Mark Rowe, hey Mr. Wolf, sorry late joining, tablet not working.
No, that's no worries, dude. Cheers for popping in, and yeah, cheers for letting us know about the mods as well. I've got the ramp, and I got the max truck thing. In fact, I know it's not a ramp, but I wonder if this thing, bumper, yeah, should make it. See if we can jump the wall, and then I can go off up in the mountains anyway.
Lolosaurus Rex. Well, that's a crane, it certainly is. Oop, shit, that's a wall.
Yeah, no, that crane's a beast. It's a good vehicle. I like to say it's not just like a gimmick where they've put an oversized crane on and it's that's kind of all it's good for. I don't know. Yeah, it feels like a massive vehicle. Oh, so it did clip its bumper. Oh, it's probably. I was going to say, I reckon it'll get over this way. I might have to winch it, but not too worried about that. As long as it can get its nose up. I think because the wheels are small. If it had more like 51s on it, I think it would have cleared that quite easily. Is it not even going to climb up? Surprised it's not. Again, I think slightly bigger wheels would help. I mean, it's gone though. Is it going to tip? Doesn't look like it's catching anything. We should be good. We've got them professional with us, so I'm getting over there one way or another. Oh yeah, shit, I'm in live. Oh, Jesus Christ, what's happened to the engine? Can we get through here alright? It's like on the review. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Now the next phase is coming out. I'll do the review on the crocodile. Which I know I could have done before, but as I said in the end, I just decided like I may as well do it a little bit nearer to when the next phase is coming out, just because then it, I don't know, kind of bunch it in with the hype of the new phase coming really, instead of just being in the middle of nowhere like between phases. I will say this truck, like, it's certainly not OP by any stretch. I'm not saying that was a bad thing. Like some people that choose mods, like they don't want anything that's remotely kind of beast mode, which I get in some ways. So like this is definitely feels like an in-game truck really. I think that yeah, max highway truck thing be a little bit more oomph to it. What I need to do really is pick a mission. Made it to there though. It's doable. 8. Might take 2 with it. What, like 4? I could go and get a trailer. Yeah, let's do that. Request your back playlist. Can you reorganise your SnowRunner back catalogue, please? Make separate categories for. I think, yeah. It depends, like what categories you're on about. I think it would be quite difficult to kind of like. I've got the 10. I think my 10 most favourite trucks or whatever. But even stuff like that would be easy, like on a PC and that. Doing it on my phone takes a bloody long time. It's finally gone. Does it have a... oh no, it doesn't have an autonomous. Admittedly, I watch a lot of your old mission videos. Yeah, true. When Phase 8 comes out, like, so it should have like a lot more stuff to do. As in, like, Phase 7 was a little bit... I don't dislike the map, but there was only one map. There wasn't a hell of a lot going on the map other than the racetrack. This goddamn horse. Yeah, from what I understand with the Phase 8, I believe it's 4 maps, and then obviously there's the farming and stuff. But I think it'll be, yeah, a lot more variety, like with the missions, and just being able to, like, jump to sort of different maps, so it's not always just... yeah, the same map every day and that, so yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Can you tell me the definition of a Geordie? Someone from Newcastle, really, is probably... strictly speaking... Is it like Sunderland or something up there? Yeah, I'd generally say, though, just say people from Newcastle. One of my best mates when I was growing up was a Geordie. His mum talked Geordie, his dad, to the point where it was fucking difficult to understand. It's almost like its own like gypsy language. But it's not, it's just a seriously hefty accent. What am I doing? Oh yeah. Yeah, he was it was him, he was a gamekeeper on this like big fucking guy that was like a Earl of Wessex type thing, and they were the one that had the field with bison in them, which you don't really get over here. See there, that's a perfect example. I was about to tip, but because the loaf's in the back, the loaf hit the tree and kind of rubbed off it, so I didn't tip. Just one of the reasons to get yourself a goddamn horse. What the fuck, how does this guy do it? What's that, sorry? K Nichols, hello Mr. Wolf, how's it going, dude? Good to have you join us for the old stream. As I said, it's not particularly important stream this week or anything. I'm just going to be messing around, yeah, testing a couple of the new mods that have come out in the last week or so. But it's kind of like the last stream really, where there won't be a lot to do for a while, because yeah, Phase 8. And then there'll be obviously a couple of review videos. Well, yeah, all sorts of stuff live stream. Like, yeah, it just feels sort of more like it's going to be a proper full-sized phase again. Like I said, Phase 7 was a little bit. Yeah. Categories for back catalogue, Wolf. Sorry, I might have missed some of that. I'm trying to think. What sort of categories would you want? I apologise if you just said them. I might have just missed them. Hey, Wolf, what was your reaction to the passing of the Queen? To be completely honest, I don't mean this in a harsh way at all. I'm not personally that bothered, but I don't mean that as a complete fucker. It's like, it's obviously a biggie in the sense of, for the vast majority of us, ever since we've been alive, it's just been like the Queen's the Queen sort of thing, so it's one of them. It's, I know this sounds silly, it's a bit like Michael Jackson dying or something, where it's just someone that's like, she's one of the most famous people on the planet, just by fact that she's the Queen of England. Yeah, so it's a biggie. Like, I don't mean it as in I don't give a fuck, but it's, you know, I wasn't like shedding a tear over it or anything. But I get why some people are like, it's, yeah, it's a biggie in terms of people in your life that are going to die that are like famous essentially for one reason or another. I'd say she's pretty high up there. And I'd rather have the Queen as, like, the Queen. I'm just going to ignore, what's it, King Charles now. I'm just going to ignore that until, with all due respect, he snuffs it, and then, I don't know, is it going to be like King George or something? But yeah, that's about it, to be honest. Like, I'm, no disrespect to her at all. Like, it's one of them where she lived to almost 100, like, can't really say she had a bad life. So, yeah. Not good for her. Good innings. Did I select this mission? Oh, what's this? Drilling parts. Where's that? Yeah, because we could go through the death mud. We'll do that, actually. Is that... Drilling part, where the hell is it? Right there. I don't think I activated it, I don't really care, but to the factory, yeah, that's cool. We'll do that one instead, actually. Is that Oklahoma Hellcat? Hello, how's it going, dude? Good to have you joining us for the old stream. Just, yeah, whatever this mod, I don't know what it's called to be honest, oh shit, wrong button. NGAM4436, I'm just calling it like Mudrunner E-series truck that wasn't the like Russian missile carrier looking truck. Long live was the Queen. I'm American, so we win again, I guess. So we've always got more. We've always got someone else to slip into the position. That's what she said. It must really be the power of the goddamn horse. Oh, what's that, rescuing? Yeah, I mean, the loaf is a goddamn professional. There was loaf training at the beginning. Certainly, yeah. Had to be stubborn enough to be like, right, I'm getting out of this situation, so it's just a matter of how. And, yeah, I'm more used to it by now, but make no mistake, the loaf is a goddamn horse. There's a reason I recommend him. Saved my bacon a ridiculous amount of time in this game. Puffy Merc. Oh, I think Charles will be a fine king. Just the guy's health. His damn hands are a meme. Yeah, he'd be better off taking... Yeah, I know, he's got like fucking inflated sausage fingers. Looks like he's been stung by a bee on his hand. I don't know what all that's about, but I wouldn't say they're normal sized fingers for his size, sort of thing. Well, not even if he was fatter, because they look, yeah, like swollen. Like, that doesn't look like just, say, weight or something. That's, I don't know, some sausage finger, like, allergic reaction sort of looking thing going on. But yeah, again, I don't know, particularly got anything against him or anything either. I'm sort of one of them. I'm just pretty neutral about the whole thing. Like I said, if she'd, like say when Princess Diana died in a car crash, obviously kind of staged to be that and all the rest of it, but yeah, that's a bit more kind of like damn, because they're obviously pretty young. But yeah, I just mean it as in like, she was going to die at some point. She's not immortal, and yeah, she lived a very nice life until she did die, so in that sense it's not some like horrific end, but it's certainly like I said, a whopper in like a life milestone is yeah, the Queen died. You're gonna... Oh, is that... Love the Pike's full name? The Pike? What, is that a vehicle on the next phase or something? I've got to say, again, this truck is... You know, like... game levels of sort of... This is like the Devil's Mud section. It's a bit of a beast, to be fair. But yeah, I think the fact that it's got smaller tyres and stuff. Well, they're not tight. 46. Yeah, to be fair, they're not massive really. I think Dolphin's got 51s or something. Take King Charles over Biden. Yeah, that's very true. One nice thing really with the royal family is they're sort of supposed to stay out of politics, which I'm sure, you know, in the scheme of things they kind of don't and all the rest of it, but yeah, they, again, like, I doesn't bother me that they exist, if you know what I mean. It's like, good for them. Like, yeah, not anti them or pro them particularly. Like, crack on and live their lives. I'm in America, but my mum was shocked, like she lived in Britain. Yeah, true. Like I said, it's definitely a biggie. Like, when I heard it, it was like, fucking hell. I think I was just going to bed and it popped up as like a notification on my phone. And yeah, I was like minutes away from falling asleep, but I was like, yeah, like, bloody hell. It's a bit of a whopper. See, now it's not letting me go up another gear. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this thing's probably do with the, like, a bit more of a torquey engine. Yeah, we've got a new step in Season 8. The step, insert phone number pie. Oh, is it be one of them? I'll have to give it some kind of nickname. Got loads of money from territories for simply existing. Yeah, good for them. Yeah, true, I get all that. Like I said, that's why I sort of don't... I don't know, I'm not particularly pro them, but then I would just also, in fairness to them, if you're born into that, you're born into it, if you know what I mean. Like, and that's not like defending them at all. I fully agree. Like, I think she was like the biggest landowner on the planet, and they don't have to pay inheritance tax now. It's all passed over. So there's shit like that. I could like, yeah, it's a load of bullshit. But it's one of them as well. I kind of put it this way: if she sold all that land, we ain't getting a fucking penny from it. So in that sense, it's never gonna become, not just mine, but I mean ours collectively. It's not going to become the country's or whatever. So yeah, but yeah, I do get what you mean. I know with yeah, I think she's the biggest landowner on the planet, or was. I think the setting come with the update. The setting, what's that? Sorry, I might have missed a bit there. Two little mice. Okay, thanks. Angels Fan 14, new map. No, it's what's it called? Northport. It's like the original snowy map, really, from the Alaskan region. I've just not been on it for a good old while. Might even get that Max Pack Highway truck for the journey back. I think this will make it back, but it's not really. It's quite a nice truck to steer, drive, all the rest of it. Probably just do, yeah, with a little bit more torque, and that's about it, really. I think it's not tippy, but it's definitely not as planted as some of the trucks. Oh, shit. Didn't realise I was in higher. New Game Plus should just come with update through the pass, so it's much content that is well worth the money. New Game Plus, it should just come, sorry, with update through the pass. Yeah, New Game Plus, I did hear something about that. I'll have to sort of check it out when they release it. I can always, I'll be able to make room one way or another for if I start like a New Game Plus, which I'm not anti. Like I said, the main thing, which I don't know if the New Game Plus will cover, but I sort of can't be arsed going around getting all the upgrades again. That's about the only thing. But it's one of them where I might have to, and it is what it is. I can always, like, when I'm on a live stream just chatting away, I can fly around and grab a few. Alaska was fun. Yeah, it was a pretty cool map. I quite liked Alaska. I think a lot of the original base maps in the game were pretty good, to be fair. Taymir and all that was Zimnegorsk was definitely a little on the slow side, but if you know, like, from the spectrum of maps, you could go to that if you wanted to, like, really get bogged down in the mud. And then you had slightly faster paced maps, like Michigan and stuff. But yeah, I always did like this map. Just limiting our revs, it'd be perfect. Sorry, I might have missed a bit of that. Highway trucks, okay. I'm pretty sure you can. Oh, gee, jumping pretty quick. Answer, thanks again. Apologies, I missed a couple of comments there. I wonder if a New Game Plus will be available for everyone, even if you don't have Season Pass. Yeah, true. I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'll say it will probably be available to everyone. I probably wouldn't want to bet money on it, but I'd sort of, yeah. It's a little bit harsh if it isn't available to people unless they have at least one of the season passes. If it's traditional, New Game Plus, should reset everything with existing garage. I don't know about upgrades. I'd imagine you would obtain, yeah, it'd be nice as an option, but I've got a feeling they'd kind of make you go back around again kind of thing. Otherwise you'd be starting Black River where you'd have all the upgrades for certain. Well, then again, it still wouldn't, because you got the level cap situation as well, I suppose, where, like, you know, if you're at level 2 or 3, it ain't going to let you have certain upgrades and that, so yeah, I suppose there'd be an option to let us do that. I mean, it's one of them where I can circumvent it to a degree. I could just get mod vehicles if I want, so in that sense it just for not having to, like, yeah, get the upgrades again, really, because I've already got them. Like, replaying the missions would be cool for, like, the actual activity itself. Just getting upgrades is like, oh yeah, where was this one? I'll drive over here. There's probably some I can't remember where they are by now, so I'd either have to go and find if I made a video on them, or yeah, all that sort of stuff. Do you know what? This thing's gonna drive at about that pace back. I think that's pretty safe to say. Let's go and check out this Highway Max thing. Oh, it's got a lot of oh yeah, I think I said it was the same guy who makes the Max Pack truck, so it's probably going to have like every option available, which is not like the end of the world. There's one that just says S plus. It's locked. See again, it's because I've not got the upgrade even on this like modded playthrough that I've been on for bloody ages. Yeah, I've still not done it even on some of them. The freeway one. Preferably I like to sit pretty tall. New Game Plus will only work on a new game, not existing game you're playing. Yeah, so we'll have to like start another playthrough, which I don't mind. So that's what I mean. If I could start a new playthrough, oh no, not the drop axle. Yeah, if I could start a new playthrough and already like the whole game's brand new, but I've just already got the upgrades, that technically would be my ideal kind of situation. But yeah, I probably won't get that. But it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. Have you tried running on hard? Having to pay for everything almost makes it feel like a new game. I've not, no. I've sort of said before, the reason I've avoided that is just it's extra stuff I'll have to do, like behind the scenes between games kind of thing. Like if I wanted to make a video on a mission, which I might just take them tyres, they look pretty nice. I'll just have to, you know, like I abandon trailers all over the place on this game and stuff. There's just, yeah, a lot of tidying up and pre-planning that I'll have to do between videos that essentially will just eat into time that I could just do in the videos anyway. If the game originally came out and it already had hard mode, I probably would have gone for it. I don't know if that's probably for the best or worst, to be honest, but I can see why a lot of people are. Yeah, you can definitely tell this one's got a bit more oomph to it. Dev on Discord has admitted that New Game Plus may not work correctly at first, needs an update. Fair enough, yeah, cheers for letting us know. I'll probably, to be fair, once Phase 8, it's always typical, it's like, I've been waiting bloody months for Phase 8 to come out, and then obviously once it does, there's kind of like 10 videos on the first day I could make. Like there'll be review videos, kind of map explorations, yeah, just all sorts, mission videos, like which missions do I pick first to make a video of and all that kind of. The more weeks that go by, the less relevant it is, I suppose. So it's yeah, it is what it is. I've seen somewhere, I think it was Rebel, you just saying, was that Season 3 is confirmed? Almost looks two-dimensionally. Sorry, I might have missed a few there. Lol, your trailer cleanup will be insane, but you have many credits tied up. It would have to be worth it. Well, that's true. There's a hell of a lot of money in trailers by now. New beast. This thing's a bit violent. Hoping for a little drift out of it. And caught the snowbank. Yeah, I wonder how much money I would have in trailers. The amount of time, though, just to haul them all back, would, yeah, take a bloody long while. I think I said this before. I genuinely, when I first got this game, had a genuine OCD of like keeping everything clean and tidy. Just between like doing the videos that I was slower at editing and everything back then, and I think just getting more used to like the SnowRunner video formula in general has just made it easier and quicker to get the footage and then edit it. But the amount of time I was spending, yeah, I didn't have time to do it. But then by now, once I'd built up like 50 odd trailers on this map, funnily enough, but not on this version of the playthrough, like on my original playthrough, yeah, I kind of like. I sort of flipped the other way, and then it was like, it's interesting now to see how many trailers it'll let me put in one place until it starts being funny. Like, I did originally have a load of more trailers in the quarry, for example, but I don't know, about 6 months or a year into the game, it had some kind of freak out and deleted all the trailers on that map anyway. But it hasn't on Northport, and in the end, it also became a bit like that. You know, I sort of leave trailers baited here, there, and everywhere just to see if I'm ever back on one of those maps. It's like, as the game deleted the trailers, have they started glitching? Do I get frame rate issues because there's so many trailers around and all the rest of it? And to its credit, touch wood, it's been pretty reasonable on this map, like for the amount of trailers with doing all the review videos. And yeah, it's never really been an issue. Mr. Wolf, is a hard region? Fairly hard, yeah. That's what she said. I would probably, well, if you can get the Zik 605R sooner rather than later, I'm sure that was the same region. Yeah, on Cosmodrome or something. I'd definitely recommend getting that sooner rather than later. You still have to complete a few missions on the first map before it'll even let you unlock the gateway. But yeah, once you can get to Cosmodrome, if you can get that, like, it's just a good solid truck to do that map with, really. I'm gonna just curious to see. Oh shit! The steering on this thing is good, but it's very sort of twitchy when it digs in. It really digs in. And then now, when I'm trying to reverse, it's not digging in. Oh shit. So is Lake Coved. Imandra will melt your face hard. Yeah, Imandra was a bit of a punish. I think that's the right tree. Dumb horse. So this thing's definitely got a bit of oomph to it, because we're just kind of shoving that truck around without too many issues. Is it Julian? Is that Legace or Legacy? I apologise, I'm terrible with English names, let alone anything else. Terrible with my own name. Yeah, no, Mandra's, I mean, sorry, the Amur region. Overall, it was quite a cool region. It's definitely sort of the real deal regions. It doesn't really give you any, or many, free rides or anything. But at the same time, the Northern Aegis installation thing, that feels like a bit of a brutal map. Cosmodrome and that Chimcharuski or whatever it is called. Yeah, we're quite... certainly not easy, but sort of nice. That last map, particularly, was pretty cool. I used the 605R mod by Mr. Buses. Yeah, I might even have that still turned on at the minute. It's yeah, very good mod. We've got quite a few mods, Mr. Buses, that yeah, solid versions of like already decent vehicles. I've used quite a lot of his mods. I've liked all of them, even if it's a truck that, you know, in the scheme of things I won't drive all the time, but I don't think he's ever made like a bad version of a vehicle. You can tell this thing's a lot more planted. Certainly the tyres sit a lot wider, which will help. More region with vanilla trucks will test your patience. Yeah, to be fair, it's no sort of walk in the park. Like, get loaves, get plenty of loaves, scatter loaves everywhere. Is always my my recommendation. Could be 3 months from now, but one day. Like, goddamn, I wish there was a vehicle nearby. And then you'll look on your map and be like, yes, I've stashed a loaf just down the road. Rebel, goddamn professional, exactly. Don't leave home without him. How much fuel? Oh gee, like 3,000 odd litres. And it's not even drinking a lot when it's flooring it. It just went up to 10 litres a minute there, but minor really. So yeah, this thing ain't running out of fuel anytime soon. Wonder, has it got no repairs? I didn't look to see, maybe you could go into like the accessories, it might have a bumper that has, you know, like 1,000 repair points and all that, but either way, the goddamn horse, he's packing. Got that spare tyre as well, AGL loaf. Lolosaurus Rex, what a horse, it certainly is. Needed my loaf fix, like I said, it's been far too long. Like the last week particularly, it's just like, I wanted a game to play, but I don't really know what game. I downloaded Friday the 13th earlier. It's like a, I don't know. Well, you like Jason? Well, you can be. I've not been on it or anything, but I've seen footage on it before. It was only about £3 or something, because Halloween's coming up. I kind of thought it'd be more expensive as Halloween's coming up, but not really complaining. I think that's this way I've got to go. I probably should look. The mods by Mr. Buses are great. Yeah, they are, definitely. Oh, yes. Pretty simple. Bleaker, hey Wolf. I hope you're well. I hear there's no... Was that Truss or Trust? Sorry, I missed that. It sort of jumped then. But I appreciate it, dude. Cheers for popping in. I got back to the game 3 weeks ago, and I'm almost done with Tamir. And I was just... want to finish it because I hate Tamir. Tamir, yeah, that's like Zimnegorsk and all that. I do kind of agree. By the time I'd, like, particularly doing Zimnegorsk as well, I was a bit sort of like, that's enough mud and everything for me. It's nice to zip back to the map every now and then, though. It's, but yeah, I do get what you mean when I was actually completing it. It was sort of worked out nicely that there was the amount of missions there were. I wasn't exactly like gagging for another 20 missions to do on there. But then now, if they added, you know, when they update the game, if they added like some more some missions to it, certainly wouldn't say no. I might have just flown. Yeah, we're going far too keen. Oh shit, it was it was there I was supposed to cut over. Right, can we rally across? We can. We are gonna. I probably should put some markers just because once I start talking, that's it. I pay very, very little to no attention to what I'm doing. Will do. We'll figure the rest out. See, some in trucks. Sucks that we can't have something. Hopefully they give us diff lockers 6x6 for the wolf pack. I mean, I'll make use of it. Friday the 13th game has excellent single player missions. Is it? Can you play that game at all without being online and versing other humans? Or is that like your only option? Because yeah, I've seen like gameplay of it on YouTube before, and it looks like quite a funny game. I don't mind if like I have to go on it and play with humans, but it's one of them where I don't know, I quite like going on a game where I can just go on a single player mode and then, because I inevitably like messing around and testing like the mechanics of the game and all sorts, so, but obviously if I'm online with like other humans I don't really want to dick them around and like I'm not really playing the game properly because I'm testing out various mechanics. I don't think I've ever... Oh shit, do I? Well, that'll do it. I was going to say, do I really want to try and reverse the ramped flatbed, but should be alright. Yeah, the diff lock and stuff, I believe they're giving us something to do with the wolf pack. I can't remember what now off the top of my head, to be honest, but I believe they're getting like, something's getting all-wheel drive maybe, or it's diff locks. Something more than it's currently got. The broken bridge in Zimnegorsk is really painful. Yeah, I believe that's probably the one bit of the map, you know, that was making sort of me not keen on it. If they should really have done an option to fix that bridge on Zimnegorsk, because yeah, I didn't really like the way that it sort of ends on like a little ravine thing, doesn't it, with a river running through it, and there's not, even with like beast mode truck, there's not a whole lot you can do. You just got to keep going around the long way, and it does feel a little bit like it'd be nice if there was a way to fix it. Got a roadblock. Nice try, God. Didn't really do a whole lot. I have to say, this thing, it's clearly like OP, but I will say it had every engine option available. Let's do a bit of a Spider-Man swing. Oh shit. Sneaky game did a little like tree that pops out the ground right next to that as well. Oh, you're joking me. Well, I ain't got a crane. I think one of the box... Where does the other box go? It rolled into the trees. I was just going to see if it had... Is it the pack? Yeah. Cargo. No, I was going to see if it had let it jump back on the truck. I mean, I could get the loaf out and nudge all the boxes back on, but the fact that, like, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing it if I could edit the video and just do the good bits, but I could sit here for a while messing around and it may be to no avail. Could try with a winch just to pull it over that way. Problem is, it's I'm only going to get 3 of them anyway. It's a shame that last one went. It doesn't really matter, I was only going to get to the mission end anyway, so, and then drop them off. It doesn't really bother me that the mission won't be completed. Oh, too much power. Lost your load, that's what she said exactly. Shot one off into the bush. These things happen. Yeah, overall it doesn't really bother me because this truck's clearly got more than enough horse to pull the trailer regardless. I'll just drive to the mission end. It's close enough. It was just a good little chance to test this truck out. That is one of the reasons though that I don't like, yeah, the ramp flatbed. Your own or just waiting for the next phase? Sorry, waiting for the new phase. I apologise, I missed some of that. But yeah, pretty much from what I can see, I was waiting for the new phase. Damn ramp flatbed, yeah, exactly. It always kills it at the end. And again, if the cranes were less horrifically terrible, I don't mind like a little rescue mission like that every now and then. Any loaf sliding around. But yeah, it's the part where like, why is the loaf floating around like that? Like a fucking hockey puck. Pack him in there. definitely what she said. Yeah, like the cranes are just not as fun as they used to be. They're just weaker than they used to be. We could do with like a version of this ramp flatboat with just sort of the sideboard like equivalent of it. I've been on the step deck, Wolf. It wouldn't have done. No, I'll agree. The step deck certainly wouldn't have tipped there. Step deck's pretty sort of, yeah, pretty solid. Just because it sticks, like obviously the way it locks to your truck with the saddle. Whereas yeah, this thing, it's like just sort of a hinge, or not hinge, but like a hitch, sorry, at the back. But yeah, it's just this trailer's too floppy in general. I've never been a fan of it, but I use it probably more than any other trailer because you can have the sideboard set up and I can take a goddamn horse and everything with me. But to be fair, the step deck, you can, it's got its own little like loaf platform up the front, so there is still room. Or I'll stick them on the roof or something. What is the release schedule for the phases? Is it like 4 a year? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. It was supposed to be that, but is this game like, has it been out about 2.5 years now? Feels like time's flown by. I can't. Is it a year and a half or 2.5 years? It's all a blur to me these days. Yeah, they kind of, I'd say, lagged behind a little bit though. It certainly feels like it's taken bloody ages to, between, like, Phase 7 took a while to come out. And then there wasn't a whole lot going on in Phase 7, there was only one map and all the rest of it. And then, yeah, it feels like it's taken bloody forever for Phase 8, but at least this one, from what it seems, it's going to have a lot more, yeah, like the maps and content and all the rest of it, so at least it should keep us going for a while. If they're apparently doing a Season 3, yeah, my guess would be they're going to do 4 phases, roughly every, you know, a phase every 3 months, I suppose, but again, if they start dropping behind or whatever, I'm not sure. I'm a huge fan of the 4-slot semi from Pog's Trailer Pack, but then you can't bring a loaf. That's true, yeah. That is a problem. Well, unless you get a vehicle like you can stick on the roof of a lot of things. I'd be able to get him on this truck regardless, because I'd wedge him between the exhausts and the snorkels. I could already tell. It's not the first time I've had to do it. But yeah, generally speaking, a bit of a room for the goddamn horse is pretty important. It's certainly worth it. Well, yeah, like I say, overall this truck, I think that's what I was saying a minute ago. Well, this truck it's got about every option going on it, so you can customise it to be as stock or as OP as you want, really. New Girl High Wolf, how's it going? Cheers for joining us. What is this called, actually? Oh, just the Max Highway truck, so yeah, it's a bit like, you know, like the same guy that does the Max truck pack. I think, what other missions we got? I don't want to do anything too big. That's what she said, of course. Little beans, where are they? Oh, back over there. Reach the trailer park. Yeah. I could do that stonefall then. Go and grab metal beams. Go back over there. I think it said 1 metal beams, didn't it? Yeah. Get a 2 slot for this one. In fact, to be fair, where's the 2 slot with like the side posts on it? It's definitely like, yeah, that. It's a heavier trailer and all the rest of it, but this vehicle feels like it's got plenty of oomph to it. Rebel 2.5. What's that? Sorry, dude. Wasn't it April of 2020? Yeah, that's what I mean. Is it just me though? It feels like those 2.5 years have absolutely flown by at the same time. I think particularly with all COVID and all that crap going on, it's sort of like all blurred into just one. I don't know. There's not really like feels like there's as much gone on that sort of broke the years up. I don't know where I'm going after that. Yeah, and then we can cut across all this down that side. Just go and fix that for the hell of it. Not that it really matters, but why not? Yeah, I think it was April of 2020 though, because it was pretty much like, I believe it released about 3 weeks after, well, COVID lockdowns started over here anyway, about 3 weeks before, because I remember there was quite a lot of people on YouTube saying, kind of like, you know, nudge nudge to the game devs, like, can you just release it now, because we're all on what we got told at the time was a 3-week lockdown. It was like fucking 2 years later, still going. Yeah. So everyone was kind of like, can we have the game 3 weeks early? Because I'm going to be just sitting here for the next 3 weeks doing fuck all. And then when lockdowns was supposed to end was pretty much when the game was coming out. The one sticker says SnowRunner 2020. If I recall, March or April that year was released. Yeah, it's just, I agree, and I kind of mostly, well, not mostly, I agree. It just, is it just me, or does it feel like those 2.5 years of kind of gone in the blink of an eye? Do you think a region in northern Norway or Finland could be possible? I certainly think it's possible. I believe since someone was saying last week that they're probably going to drop, or they're trying to distance themselves from the Russian region. So there's a potential for some kind of snowy-esque region to take its place. And yeah, I should imagine Norway or Finland, something like that, would fit the bill quite nicely. So it's yeah, it's certainly possible. Sabre is definitely branching out. It could be possible, yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting if they're doing a year 3 as well. Wonder if and when they're planning on doing like a SnowRunner 2 or MudRunner 2 or whatever. I mean, to be fair, like, MudRunner's obviously a good name, but they may as well stick with the SnowRunner, really, because even though it's called SnowRunner, we've still got muddy maps as well. How much health has this thing got, out of curiosity? I keep saying I'd take big whacks on the suspension. Oh, 64,000, yeah, Gearbox was the engine. Oh yeah, shit, was that, what was I reading? The wheel or something? Tank, yeah, so it's pretty solid. Let's use it, of course. Ooh, I'm gonna get fuel just as a an automatic reaction, but don't really need it in this case. I want to see another region in Canada. True, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. That's certainly another one that they could like get their fix of snowy settings and all the rest of it as well. SnowRunner, yeah, true. SnowRunner would be pretty cool in a way. I've said it before, like an Australian map or something would be an interesting one. Like southern Chile and Argentina, yeah. Is that? I mean, they could. Fingers crossed over. Like if they, well, even if they're doing like season 3, that's another, say 4 phases. They could have it up to 4. It's probably going to be more like 2 per phase, but I mean, really, yeah. There's no point in limiting limiting themselves to only America and Russia in the first place. They could just as easily, like, I mean, strictly speaking, they're fake, you know, they're not real maps, so they could just call the regions all sorts of stuff, and yeah, it'd probably be more interesting to kind of mix it up a little bit and claim that it's like, yeah, Finland or Norway and all that, like Chile and Argentina. 2:30 in Tottenham Hotspur tomorrow, Miss Lone Wolf. You'll be fast asleep. At half... Oh yeah, what, are they Tottenham playing? I don't really follow football or anything anymore. I used to. But these days I really wouldn't have a bloody clue. I thought they were in... Is that Florida? Oh yeah, I forgot what I was doing for a second then. Is this where I was... Oh no, that's right. I was just thinking for a second, is this where I was supposed to drop those drilling parts off, but it ain't. They're gone anyway. I remember a guy once said they shouldn't make a new game until they have significant improvements to offer. Can't really argue that. True. I think, strictly speaking, I don't disagree. I know what you're saying. But I think as well, if they, say, built a SnowRunner 2, it's kind of like getting a whole season pass in one dose, if you know what I mean. Because say, like, the original 4 regions on this game as we got it, if there was some other, you know, base game, and then they were like a season in their own right, it'd be a pretty full, like, good value for money season. All, like, you know, you got 4 maps odd per region, there was plenty of missions, contracts and all the rest of it. So if they were going to make like a SnowRunner 2 from our benefit as such, I think the 2 things it'd achieve: 1, you'd get like a big hit of new content, and 2, it'd kind of re-spark, I don't just mean interest, but you know, like, everybody, like, if a new game came out, everyone that likes this kind of game is going to get the new game, whereas by now there's probably people that, you know, own this game, they've played Season 1 and / or Season 2. But even if they do a Year 3 by now, there's probably, you know, some people might be a bit like, meh, I've sort of got over the game and all the rest of it. But yeah, strictly speaking, I do get what you're saying. Like, there are, on the other side of it, like Call of Duty, certainly things like FIFA and that. There's no reason to do like a new FIFA game every year, because it's just another football game. Like, you may as well do a little update and add the newest players, and that's it. So on that end of the spectrum, I'd certainly agree. I think there is improvements they could make on this game, whether they will or not. I certainly, like, the leap of improvement from MudRunner to SnowRunner was like a bit of a biggie. Certainly the way it all plays out and all the rest of it. I think we all prefer having, like, just maps that you're on constantly and you chip away at the missions as and when you want. Obviously MudRunner was a brilliant game, but you sort of pick a map, complete the main mission on the map. It was almost like each map was just one mission, and then once you completed it, that's kind of it, and then you quit and you restart the map or whatever. So I certainly think there's a massive leap from MudRunner to this, and I do agree that it'd be pretty hard to do as much of a leap from like SnowRunner to if they did a SnowRunner 2 or something. That's the only thing, I don't know, probably fleshing out like the weight mechanics or the way they weight the vehicles and all the rest of it, that'd be quite a good one to... There's certainly vehicles on this game I think they've nailed pretty well on the feel-wise, like the Navistar, sadly it's a pre-order bonus, but that's a nice truck. The P16, yeah. Other than that, though, I do sort of get what you're saying. It doesn't really make that much difference whether they do, say, SnowRunner 2 or just do Season 3. It doesn't really make the world of difference to me either way. We need SandRunner. Yeah, I certainly think it'd be an interesting concept. I mean, to a degree, they could certainly make the sand behave you know, somewhere between how the mud and the snow does in this game. It's certainly a deformable terrain and all the rest of it, so I don't think it'd be outside the scope of possibilities. If they make SnowRunner 2, they better fix torque, and not just make the gears. Shit. A rev limiter. Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well. Just like fleshing out the vehicles. Like, I fully agree. Because I think the whole concept of the game, like, you know, and sort of kind of open world maps that you can pick. Oh yeah, shit. I may as well just drop this stuff off here. Yeah, I think all that side of it works pretty well, and all the rest of it. But yeah, I think like the vehicles just being more realistic, like weight-wise, and yeah, I fully agree. That's one of my least favourite things about the game, is how like the gearbox is effectively just rev limiters and all the rest of it. It'd be nice if it... I mean, even if they explored like doing an actual manual gearbox as well. I know there's... I can understand to a degree reasons why they've avoided it. Because if we had the power to go in any gear like a normal gearbox, I think there's certain situations that it'd make easier on the game, but then at the same time, right now I'm squeezing the throttle, so you can't really get much easier than that. And I'm in auto. So if I had like a first gear and a low set and, you know, first, second, third, fourth, etc., they probably don't need to put like, you know, an 18 gear transmission on trucks like this, but yeah, they could go into a little bit more detail with how fleshed out the vehicles are. And that's where I think like SnowRunner, just having a SnowRunner 2 versus, I think they'd have a chance to just completely like do it again, if you know what I mean. I couldn't see them like revamping the way the gears and the revs and all the rest of it work in this game, because it's just already 2.5 odd years old now. It'd be cool if they did, but from a business standpoint, I certainly can't see them. I think that's where they'd have to like make another game to get another 40, 60 quid or whatever a new game would cost, and get like a yeah, just go it like they'll catch a whole new player base. Everyone who's played the game will just be back on it, whether or not, you know, it's just it's a new game again. Go to settings and change over to, what's that? Oh, immersive mode. Yeah, true, but that's the... Isn't that like the hard mode? See, stuff like that, just being able to change the time of day. It's not the end of the world. I don't really care if it's getting a bit dark for me, but I just think personally when I'm making videos, I don't know, just you can see everything better. And like I said, I've got nothing against hard mode. Just I don't think it'll sort of go... It'll suit me as well for like what, you know, making videos and all the rest of it. To be honest, I might have to go to White Valley and try this ramp truck out. Under the hood, sorry. If we actually had to learn how to shift, it would make sense to have gearbox hit points. Yeah, true, although... Have we got... Yeah, we have got gearbox hit point. They never really... You never really take gearbox damage in this game. Usually until you've pretty much smashed the engine to pieces. Rickshaw runner, exactly. Would be quite a funny one. Or just loaf runner. That'll do. Send me anywhere. Go and deliver the local post. I've got a goddamn horse to do it with. So I can just see, is that Azerbaijan? However you pronounce it. That was close enough. No, it just hides the stuff on the screen. Oh yeah, okay. I know what you mean. which I don't know if I'd like that or not. It's one of them, it sort of wouldn't... I don't think you'd notice it until you really need it. Could you... Does that mean you can't even see your gearbox? Like, you... Because that'd just... You know, if you were over in low, but you thought you were putting it, like, I'm pressing down now to put it in reverse, you'd have to sort of remember that you're not in the middle and all the rest of it, but... Yeah, I think in some ways that's where, like... It just helps that I can see stuff and, yeah, be able to change the time of day and all that. Oh yeah, shit, I was going to go and drop this trailer off. Julian, I think they had an office there, but called in... Oh, sorry, it jumped. Florida runner. Yeah, true. Not like London runner. You just have to try not to get stabbed. It's the only downside of having a vast selection of trailers. When you want to sell it back, you got to go and find the fucking right one. Right. Cover that. Goddamn horse. We'll leave that horse there. What's he up to though? Gotta go and check on him. Of course he's on his wheels. It's goddamn professional. That's the one I'm looking for. Oh yeah, I ran it over, didn't I? Makes a lot of sense. Sorry, I just missed that as well. Kills in this game. I want a real manual gearbox like MudRunner had. True, yeah. I do believe the gearbox. Kind of overall, probably prefer the MudRunner one. I don't dislike this one in the game, but it's very... I don't know, it's just... It's like flicking a button. It's not really... Yeah. I don't know how to explain it, but it's not... You just... That's it. You're in auto, you put it in reverse, you put it in high if you're going fast enough, and yeah, there's not a whole lot of character going on in the gearbox, really. I live in Tampa. How's it going over in Florida with the old... I've seen a bit about the that Hurricane Ian. Seemed to fuck things up. Seemed like a bit of a hefty one. Puff, I lived on Treasure Island for a while. It sounds pretty good. Treasure Island. I don't know. It's like there's somewhere in America where they shred all the banknotes and they just shove it on like an island. I'm sure I've seen something about that, but talking many years ago. My head's too full of like just random nonsense to be remembering important stuff. My neighbours down south in Fort Myers were hit. Yeah, it's definitely. I know, obviously, you get like hurricanes there. When my grandparents used to live in Orlando, Florida, for 6 months of the year, and then they'd live over here on a narrowboat for 6 months. But yeah, they always said about hurricane season, but they never really got like hammered by one where it fucked their house up and everything. But I've seen clips and stuff. They yeah, that Hurricane Ian was definitely seemed like a bit of a juicy one. Okay, I've done work there. Rampmobile Rebel, and then that's how it starts. By the way, when you first get in this thing, it's lowered like that. It only took me like a matter of seconds to think, oh, I hope it's got like a suspension mode. But I was just going to say, when you first get it, it'll scrape along the floor, and you might think, what the fuck, but put the suspension up. I doubt it's going to be like the off-roading machine. Do you know what? Just while I'm still here, I'll just check, because I never see if you can customise it. I shouldn't imagine there's much need to. Oh, fast. Say no more. I was only curious to see if it'd offer tyres. It's not. I just was wondering if it'd give you like the chance to have some bigger like monster truck tyres, but oh, that's cool. It's probably worth colouring as well, so you can actually see it. What you beast? About X-rayed my eyeballs using the light from the TV. That's what we need. Wolf, if you look, Ian chunked out part of the coast. It literally changed the shape of the fucking state. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, isn't it? Definitely got some power. It's when you watch videos like, I mean, I remember, I think it was, wasn't it Trump that said it, saying like, was it the possibility of using nukes or whatever? But it was just when I was watching a video the other week of, I think it's freaking out, yeah, because of that. I wouldn't necessarily blame that on this ramp vehicle. Sometimes those fences can act a bit weird. Yeah, you think, you know, oh, could you pop a nuke off in the middle of one? But when you actually watch a video of just like how insane the wind is howling, and obviously that's going on for days and days and days, it's like, yeah, that's a bit of a force of nature that ain't gonna get stopped easily. Or if you do, I think the size of the nuclear bomb that'll stop it probably wouldn't be worth it. Well, they're looking as well now, aren't they? Russia, they reckon, might be testing a Poseidon nuclear torpedo. Which, for those of you who don't know, they've got a nuclear torpedo that can travel about 6,000 miles from the submarine it launches from, so it can go just about anywhere. But then it can sit on, like, your coastline, just out in the water a bit, and then when they tell it to go bang, it goes bang. And it's designed to make like a 1,600 foot tidal wave or whatever, like a giant tsunami. So they detonate it off the coast of whatever country they want to hit, and then it'll cause a tidal wave, and obviously all that water will be like irradiated and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, they reckon they might be testing that. It wouldn't surprise me if we see some kind of crazy shit going on by the end of this year, because I said it a little while ago, but all the politicians are just acting like they just don't give a shit right now. Who thinks what? They're not even trying to act like they're doing the right thing or anything. So I think usually when that sort of stuff happens, right? Yeah, might be going out Sarah Connor Terminator 2 style, hanging onto a fucking chain link fence or something. Until then, drive loafs and have a good old time. Just eat a dong. I don't know what you said, but that's what she said. More. What's sorry, I might have missed some of that. Nuke would not only have no effect on the hurricane, it would spread nuclear fallout. Oh yeah, I fully agree. Like, I'm not saying it's a good idea. I just mean, we've all thought it as just, as soon as you see something like that, you're just like, oh, I wonder what a nuke would do. But yeah, I fully, like, I've never considered it as like a reasonable option. But you know, if you had like if you could clone the world and just test one, it'd be curious to see what would happen if you detonated a nuke in the middle of a hurricane. But yeah, I'd have no doubt that the hurricane would win with ease. And again, unless you did such a fat, juicy nuclear bomb that, at that point, do you really want that kind of fat, juicy nuclear bomb going off? You're probably better off just taking the hurricane. Well, as a test run. Which way is this? Is it tipping? Just curious to see, like, what the weight does. I feel like it is moving a bit. Mr. Wolf, Mr. Wolf, would you like to see Phase 9 be in Antarctica? Potentially. I could, like... yeah, in assuming it'd be how I kind of imagine in my head. Like, I could see it being a good place, but they have a tendency on this game to kind of overkill it with, like, super snow and all the rest of it, so... if they did that... Why is this thing not moving? Have I wedged like a tyre in the ground? Or am I sat on that fuel? That probably was the fuel thing. Oh, there it is. A few kites I've been flying. Yeah, if they end up doing it where like they just put super snow and all the rest of it, I think it'd become repetitive pretty quick. But if they did like, you know, mad crazy ice things sticking up and all like crazy terrain and all that, where it felt like the terrain was punishing you, not just super snow, then yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Just aim all your all our official sorry, I'll start that again. Just aim all our office fans east and it will chop up the hurricane. Sure, I remember seeing that meme. Wasn't there someone who suggested that once, like, can we put the fans on and blow it away? But that's what I mean, when you actually watch videos of them, it's like, yeah, you ain't getting rid of that in a hurry. That is like, I don't know, sort of a feature brought on by the weather mechanics of the planet. So it's a bit of a waste of time, I'd say. Tokyo drift going on there. Maud 10.0. What's that for the jump? Is that like Richter scale earthquake? Yeah, funnily, I did mean to spin round there, but the front kind of stuck in and it swung round. Like, it actually went how I was hoping in my head. Leave it and try to hit. What's that? Not even just special it. It's good, that ramp. Oh, pretty much like exact same spot. Seem to lose a bit of speed when you hit it though. What other shit we got to go flying down there though? We need to know. Oh man, we've got to take a goddamn horse, haven't we? It's 12 speed. Maud, stuck London. It's pretty nice. It's got like a very, I don't know, like a fluent, steady arc going to it with that truck. I don't know if it's going to be the case with all vehicles. But yeah, it was like a very, I don't know, it's like a nice swan dive. It didn't really feel like it was trying to tip off to the left or right or anything. Credit to the ramp as well, that seems to stay in place pretty well. Kind of using the fact that you can almost glitch into the map to its advantage, where it's like just sort of locking itself in place. Phase 9 will be Mars. You never know. Strictly speaking, I mean, I suppose without making a whole game or anything, but... or if someone did a mod map, I'd drive around on Mars. So there's like a little bit of a bump. The life flies like a goddamn beast. Of course he lands. He always lands it. Let's check this map, this ramp thing out quickly. I need a bit of repositioning. Might be the one. In fairness, it's almost like the little dip just before I get to the ramp. I don't know, we'll try it. I might not be helping. I might try another vehicle, but I've driven a goddamn horse up here. Always like driving the local this bit. I don't know why, but I do. That suspension damage. Was that on the last truck? I wasn't even paying attention to it, to be honest. See? Tries to scare you every now and then, but he's a goddamn horse. And they're allowed to stay planted. The good thing as well, you don't really need much of a run-up. With the old loaf. He has got the turning of a housefly. definitely, yeah, take a bit of a bump off it. But damn beast. Right. What have we got that's rapid? I don't know whether to move the ramp again. I might just move it back to where it's like flush with the it doesn't like that. It's probably gonna, yeah, in the long run. Either one. There's going to be one combination. Like, I'm hoping to hit it. Do you know what? The worst thing is, to get this truck, I had to unsubscribe to Fox's Roadrunner, which I didn't want to do, but it was either that or delete like quite a lot of other mod vehicles. So just for the fact that I know I like Fox's Roadrunner, so I'll just remember it as a mod. And I can go back and get it, but that would have been the perfect vehicle. I wouldn't have been able to turn it on tonight anyway without deleting a shitload of other mods, but yeah, I already know that thing would have been perfect to go flying over that ramp. What mods have I still got? The problem is I don't recover many mods. The old Twice Twin Stick would be an interesting one though. Yeah, I leave everything everywhere. This is the problem. Phase 9 tropical, like equatorial logging, etc. True, yeah, that'd certainly be a good one as well. See, if they did like that side of it, and then, yeah, any, you know, kind of, whether you Finland, Norway, Antarctica, the Arctic, just some kind of snow, that would be pretty cool. But I think, yeah, something like the tropical would be an interesting one. Oh my god, the ramp. We're going to see if it works. See, you never quite drive straight down it, it's just about straighten up now. It's always always wants to go off to the right. That's why I had a feeling this would hit it a bit smoother. I doubt, unless I did get that Roadrunner, I don't think I'll be making it to the side. Does this still float like it used to? It's not liking that. I wonder why it sank. I wonder if it's because I got the crane on it. Or maybe it's just the Twice Twin Steer version. It's not what really matters, I know the normal one floats. Just out of curiosity, let's take the crane off. Bastard. I'm going to do it the non-lazy way. How dare it. Rebel and men. That's how it starts. Brazil or India, they go crazy decorating those trucks. Yeah, they do, don't they? So that's what I mean, something like that, yeah, like say in India do like the, what, you know, the world's most dangerous roads or whatever that program used to be called. It'd be a pretty cool one. Flying sideways, handstand. Certainly, I reckon there's a couple of tricks that can be done off this ramp. Like Tony Hawk by the end of this. Tony Loaf, Pro Loafer. Definitely a lot smoother. I might have to bring that other truck. Oh, the nice flip, that one. Yeah, not the crane. Oh, it's poking its snorkels up as she rises. So I've just... Oh, maybe it was the crane then. I should be able to get over this island. I don't really need to, but it's not really the point. Which one? Fucking phone. Bought another new charger. I bought another 4 new chargers. They are like cash in the fucking weight I've got in charge cables that just don't work properly anymore. Excuse me. The old Jeff Special. To be fair, I didn't even do that in this. I think it was just pure auto. I might have to get the Jeff Special on the go. In fact, yeah. Well, if I sit here squeezing the throttle long enough... Oh, hang on, it's speeding up a bit now. Yeah, let's try that way. Yeah, for any of you that don't know, like, yeah, even on the normal twin steer, the front half floats, so you can kind of tiptoe your way through various waters, like this one. Yeah, it's very better with the auto. Oh, it's taking the piss though, isn't it? Part of me wants to just recover. There's a certain level of stubbornness in me that's like, nope. We are making it to that bloody island. That would be legit. Oh, oh sorry, it jumped there. I was gonna say, you used to travel more purposefully through the water. I don't know why it's taking the piss this time, but nonetheless, I still say, from what I know anyway, the Voron Grad, I think, is still the best swimmer. Even though this one could probably go deeper. Yeah, that's what she said, of course. Because it's obviously longer, it can like tiptoe down to the floor. Yeah. I mean, it's a little island again. I still vote they should have put a Tyrannosaurus Rex on this island, but that's just me. Even some other kind of Easter egg would have been nice. Let's try and Jeff Special this thing. What's that? Twice Gojira. What Gojira is that? Am I thinking of someone else, or is that like a different way that they say Godzilla? I'm sure they call it something like that. It could be interesting if they did a region on an island. Yeah, true. Even like, I suppose they could get some kind of like trucking boat ferry thing, and yeah, you could do like getting logs off an island and travel back on the boat or whatever. All sorts of options I can explore, really. I mean, strictly speaking, it doesn't bother me where it's logging or whatever. I suppose they've expanded it to... Well, I didn't like that though. Put it in a... Eat that dolphin. I put it in high gear and it said stolen. Well, I only really put it in high gear at the end because busy Tokyo drifting. We need to investigate this. There's a free documentary channel on YouTube that does Dangerous Road series. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I like watching that sort of stuff. Well, they never, just because of the nature of it and it's like political correctness and all that these days, they're never going to show you an episode where someone goes flying off it, which it's not like a wish death upon the pit. It'd be better if the person jumped out of the cab at the last second and you just got to watch the truck go flying down the hill. You know, like there's a video on YouTube, I think, where someone was doing like a truck rescue in sort of like Norway or something like that, and the truck ends up going off the side of like some really steep cliff, and he does jump out of the recovery truck before it drags, I believe, both of them off like the side of the cliff. But yeah, those Dangerous Road things are like interesting just to watch. Like, they're sketchy. I would not want to do that job in a million years. But just, it would be quite cool to see a truck go flying off. Jeez, this thing's smoky. Trying to copy the Navistar. Trying to keep it straight though, it's not liking it. Quite like a bit of Jeff. Oh my god, get a picture. Like fucking E.T. in his little bicycle basket flying past the moon. Is it a floater? It might be. Definitely don't think I'm touching the water. The floor. Touching the water. Like literally drowning. Like, yep. Dry as a bone. Just deny it. Did you know that there is a Bigfoot on Black Badger? Black Badger. Which map is that again? Was it? Yeah, one of the newer ones, wasn't it? But I can't remember. I don't. Something about it rings a bell, but I don't know if I have seen it or not. Do you know what? I can't remember, but I'm sure I've read. I must have read it or something. Maybe someone made a comment about it. Where was No, it was. Was it Lake Covd or Imandra? One of them had polar bears and stuff on it. And there was a Bigfoot. Oh, was it on Lake Covd? Wasn't it like a... Where is it? Problem is I never drive like the proper road anymore. It was like a yellow patch of snow somewhere. I think it was like around there, but I could be wrong. Again, I just always cut across the lake. Well, anyway, I'll do another jump, but I won't keep doing it all night. It was a ramp vehicle. It's pretty interesting that they've pretty cool as well. Cheers to whoever made the ramp vehicle. You can CGI someone jumping out. You basically tried to kick on the nerve. Right. That's a problem when you go for the old jet. It gets more awkward. Oh man, took the ramp out with me. But to be fair, this one, it does fly quite nicely, but that ET jump was definitely the best one. I like that. It was worth it just for that. Quick look under it. For what it's worth, I've seen it's like not just hollow underneath. Oh, I'm still in reverse. It's like Jesus Christ, thing's stuck. Out of curiosity, does it drown? Does it float? Oh my god. In stealth mode. I mean, I'm not going to go the whole way, but I was genuinely curious. Like, oh, it is finally taking damage. I was going to say it's not got a snorkel or anything, but they might not have even put the option in, but it is. Well, it's drowning, but then if you look at the engine health in the bottom left, it's going to take a bloody long while before it finally dies. I don't know how much engine health it's got. Right, it's fully stealth. Could even put a loaf on it as well. There's only little like underwater ramp platform taking them across. Well, I'll recover it because I could sit there drowning. What is the engine health and everything? 64 as well. I wonder if that's like the maximum. I mean, it's more than enough, but it's like an odd, well, not an odd number, because isn't there like, when they do like 8-bit and all that, it's like 8, 16, 32, 64, so I reckon that's like, I know practically fuck all about all that sort of stuff, I'm sure I've heard stuff like that. I believe that's why on Grand Theft Auto 5 you can only have up to like 2,400,000,000 and whatever the hell it is, or 2,147,000,000, I believe is like the limit you can have, hence why, well, not on this playthrough, but on each character when I did it I had like 5 billion each character in stocks as well. I suppose I might as well go and find a mission on somewhere. Let's go to a non-snowy map. What else we got? Flooded. Yeah. To be honest, I was kind of hoping that 8-wheel Merc had a little bit more oomph to it, just so it wasn't like crazy slow. I mean, to be fair, it's certainly not a bad vehicle by any means. This is the problem by now. I've like cherry picked all the good ones, so I'll just start doing a bit of that. I won't probably do this whole mission. Yeah, not too far off 2 hours. Up behind the fuel stove. Sorry, I might have missed a few there. Coved had a polar bear. Yeah, that I'm sure I did see that somewhere. Wasn't it like near the? I think there might have been more than one, but I can't remember 100%. I'm sure there was one like near the lighthouse or something. If I'm thinking of the same map, I'm sure it was Coved. If you put the longest winch option on that truck, it would probably reach that island. I was at. Yeah, I never even thought about checking that. I believe I did equip the long tow winch thing it said as well. Overall, it's pretty cool, that ramp, to be fair. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. And it actually does it pretty well. Even, I know I whacked it at the end there because I was kind of drifting at a diagonal angle, but the fact that it kind of sits itself into the ground and actually stays planted is pretty cool. Oh shit, what the hell am I doing? I'll take this one for a little bit of it. Just keep squeezing the throttle and hope for the best. Oh yeah, I can't even remember, did I bring the goddamn horse with me? I might have just naturally abandoned him to the map. He can fend for himself. He'll be fine. Oh yes. Oh, he's got more life, so I've already done that one up. Sold. Damn. He's got some horsepower to him. I'll have to climb in the trailer himself. Oh, it's close. I probably could. I know I could because I'd just sit here until it works. But since I've got a crane vehicle sat right here, do it the old-fashioned way. Even like where it makes stuff rotate when you pick it up with the crane, kind of works to my advantage then. You know what they say about Bigfoot, big sock? It's true. I'd love to know all that sort of shit. Right, if Bigfoot's real or not. You never know. Well, has anyone seen the video on YouTube actually where there's like someone's walking through the forest or wherever they are filming, and there's what is, to be fair, unless it's fucking good CGI and all the rest of it, which could be, but it seems a bit of an odd thing for that level of CGI and all the rest of it. There's like a big, 10-foot Bigfoot looking thing that's ripping bark off a tree, or like ripping the stump apart that's kind of rotted in a swamp or whatever. But again, if it's done fucking well, if it's like fake, because it's ripping that tree and all the sounds absolutely sound like it's ripping the shit out of like a big tree. It's all sounds and looks very legit. I don't know whether it is or not. I keep pretty open minded on all that sort of shit. I don't know for sure, so I'm not going to rule it out completely, but I'm not going to... Yeah, it's kind of like aliens as well. Like, well, I can't say they don't exist, but I've not been visited and anal probed by any, so I'm not going to say that they do. It's not an invite as well, anyway, if there's any aliens listening. What do we want to go and get first? Oh yeah, fuel. When? Yeah, it was that one, wasn't it? Well, fuck it. Let's go for a little drive. The old farm. Well, it was like a swampy bit. Yeah, this truck. We'll see. This truck might go a bit slow through this farm. It's a nice truck though, like I said, it turned, like the steering's nice. Certainly, at least on flat ground there, power in that sense feels alright. Certainly wasn't like in the Death Mud though on Northport. Sabre update, so the driver bails out when jumping off the cliff. It's true. Yeah, because he is in there, isn't he? Doing his thing. Still hasn't changed his jacket in years. He's goddamn professional. Yeah, I think what they could do probably with this truck, particularly because it's got like smaller wheels, I think they'd be best off doing like special tyres. I'm not sure whether these tyres are like sort of unique levels of grip. I will say, to be fair, there's got that horse chilling there. This section of the map is a bit of a overkill. I remember even like the Dolphin doesn't like driving through here. Most stuff doesn't. Winching over here, yeah, end up doing quite a lot of stuff. Aliens aren't probing unless they get paid first. It's good they ain't get no tips from me. Metaphorical or literal. Imagine though if someone actually did get like abducted at night and got anal probed and all the rest of it, and everyone's just like, yeah, that guy's nuts. No one believes them. It'd be some pretty crazy shit to happen, and then just everyone's like, yep, he's a weirdo. Especially again, every now and then there's like, you know, like Skinwalker Ranch. Most people should have heard of that in America, and that's got a lot of sketchy shit going on there that has kind of been pretty, not just well documented, but all the pictures of where there's like cut certain parts out of cows and all the rest of it is like, it's done so precisely and cleanly and all the rest of it that like for someone to fake that is sort of bordering on impossible. Just like how they've, I can't remember exactly, but you know, there's cows where they've like removed the entire organs, but there's just one tiny little hole in them, or they've cut the middle out of the eye out, and I do all sorts of weird shit, like cut the jawbone off and all the rest of it. But how it's been done and like cauterized the wound as it's cut in, they were saying it's like, yeah, it's not just some madman with a scalpel, because it just wouldn't be that clean and neat and all the rest of it. And there's obviously loads more shit that's gone on there. Okay, around the corner from fuel storage, up on the hill to the right is Bigfoot. Oh yeah, shit, do you know what? Am I on Black Bay? I didn't even realise that I went on the same map. Hold on that checkpoint there. Around the corner from the fuel storage, up on the hill to the right. Around the corner from the fuel storage. Is that, yeah, this one? Is it like up here somewhere then? I was just going to say, I was like, is that him? I found the bastard on the map, but it's probably like an autumn tree. You can go through the water to the right of that mud. Is that like on that river crossing? I've done that a couple of times before, and to be fair, it's a pretty good way to go. I've ended up tipping a few times. Probably partly my own horrifically blasé attitude to driving, but yeah, sometimes it's just best for me to stick to the boring safe route. Otherwise I'll fuck myself up doing it. But I believe if I'm thinking of the same bit, I know which bit you mean, and I certainly have snuck across there quite a few times. It's pretty handy. Because that mud going across that river, it is just overkill really, because even like when stuff like the Dolphin's struggling and all the rest of it, they're like one of the best vehicles in the game, then it's yeah, a little bit on the juicy side. If the aliens are watching us right now, Earth has got to be one giant episode of Jerry Springer. I must admit, you wouldn't blame them just for sitting back, get the popcorn out, watch the show unfold. I mean, hell, never mind aliens. I mean, that's what I'm doing as well. Like, this place is nuts. You never know. So if they were flying around, we'd be like an ant farm to them by comparison. Like I say, it's sort of hard to tell these days because obviously pretty much anything can be faked. I can't even remember who I was talking to years ago, but they were... I think it might have been like a UFO footage or something, and I was like, yeah, but you never know, it could be fake. And they're like, oh, you couldn't fake it that realistically. And I was like, yeah, you have seen Jurassic Park, haven't you? Like, that's a pretty fucking realistic looking T-Rex running around, but they didn't actually clone and grow and raise a fucking T-Rex just for the making of the film. Like, that is full fake, and that was back in like '93 or whatever. Damn, I've been waiting nearly 30 years for a T-Rex. Rebel, no. Oh, sorry, have I got the wrong place? Where's the fuel storage? Got upgrades all over the place as well. I've still not got them. It's the fuel station. Round the corner. I don't know, man. Trying to figure it out. I'll have to like check it out on a video or something. More smoke break. It certainly is. You can always hear the lighting going. A while ago, I did buy a quiet lighter, not because I was trying to hide it or anything, just so it wasn't clicking away. And yeah. I ordered it, it arrived on like the Tuesday, and I broke it by the Saturday, so I never even got to use it for one live stream. So it's credit, it was a quiet lighter. It was even quieter once I broke it, but it was pretty quiet. Rebel, you go in there. Oh, what, yeah, so we are kind of heading the right way then. Just in the Jurassic Park, still looks visually incredible even now. They did that movie crazy good back in the 90s. They did, to be fair. Like, I really do like that. It's one of my favourite films. Like, when I say Days of Thunder is the best film, I stand by that. But what I will say is there's other films that are kind of... There's more to it than a film, or it's based on a true story. There's certainly films that are more visually impressive and all the rest of it. I'm just talking like Days of Thunder was like the best film that's just a film. It's not trying to be more than a film. It's not trying to sell you a true story or do anything. It's just a film you stick on. Some racing shit goes on. And yeah, some twists and turns. Harry Hogg's talking to cars. It's pretty good. But yeah, Jurassic Park is definitely, without doubt, one of my favourite films. There is something that would be inherently exciting, I think, about getting chased by a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Well, when they did that, you know, like the bit where the T-Rex punches through the glass roof of the car, and like the two kids are kind of laying down with their feet and that up, and they block like the perspex glass or whatever from squidging them. Apparently, when they did that scene with they built like a mechanical T-Rex just for certain scenes. And the guy operating it, kind of, obviously, didn't have his, like, Class 2 license in driving a T-Rex. So when he made the face of it go down, it apparently punched through that glass a lot harder than it was supposed to, and kind of smashed into those kids harder than they were planning on. So in the actual film, when you see them screaming, apparently that bit's pretty legit, where they were kind of screaming like, oh shit, the guy operating the mechanical T-Rex is... I don't know, it's getting a bit out of hand, isn't it? So yeah, apparently they were genuinely shitting their pants while that was happening. But you can imagine like that as your job, Got to go to work and drive a T-Rex. This farm is horrifically painful for non-OP vehicles. Screen cap loaf with the Bigfoot, that's true. Might have to stick it on a shirt. It's funny as well, because like I was saying the other week, Teespring, like, making shirts, I've got a bit further with it because it's now actually slightly working on, like, I can just about do it on my iPhone, even though it's still a glitchy and iffy website. But then I got an email earlier, or the other day or whatever, from, I read it earlier, from Patreon, and they've redone all their stuff, and it was saying in the email, like, they've just made it so it works on iOS better, which is Apple, which I've only got an iPhone, I've not got like a laptop or anything at the minute, so I do everything sort of through that. But yeah, I just, like, 2.5 years ago when the game came out, Teespring was impossible to use, Patreon was iffy at best, but skip ahead, they're kind of, I mean, they're a bit slow on the game. A lot of them seem like it, that's the thing. If I had a PC, like, it'd be a lot easier to get on this stuff and do stuff more easily, but at least various companies are finally getting, like, making it all more compatible with like iOS and Apple and all that. Well, it probably works on an Apple Mac thing, like, but yeah, as far as, like, on the iPhone, mobile and all that, they're kind of getting it where it works on that as well, which is nice. And so trashed. Maximum Overdrive. What's that? Oh yeah, was that the one with that, well, clown truck, but it was like, yeah, that Green Goblin truck. I must have, what was it I was trying to watch the other week? Oh yeah, it was Joel. I found it on Amazon, but it's not free as part of the Amazon thing at the minute. And then I'm sure, yeah, I think it was Maximum Overdrive as well. So wasn't that like a... I forgot his bloody name now. Stephen King, didn't he do that Maximum Overdrive film? And I think apparently that was where he kind of admitted he was just off his head on coke and everything. So he had this idea for a film where all the vehicles like haunted or whatever. Best off turning round before. They'll have been here before. No, it's not going to go well. This is one where the trailer has, like, more control over my truck than I do when I'm reversing like that. Some vehicles, like the Zix, the Dolphin, had just kind of shoved that trailer out of the way. Oh, what, I need 6 fuels. Right, hang on. Terrible angle. Let's try it again. Why do they keep jerking like that? What are you doing, Loaf? Surprised my steering lack of skills tonight. Dumb horse. Well, it doesn't have to stay there for too long. He's on. He knows how to stay on the little convoy. This train looks so horrific for reversing. It's just going to tip itself. Which, to be fair, I am here, so I can just get more fuel if I need to, but still. I have no regrets. Like that. Drops a good one. Just watched Killdozer today. Is that like a film, or is that the... It was the guy who made like the Killdozer, weren't he? And started smashing up the town he lived in and everything. He made it like some kind of like Armageddon armor-plated beast machine. I believe though the story was getting fucked over. I'm sure it was like ended up being like the local council guy or the police chief or someone was like fucking his wife, but then they were screwing him over because they had like the power to do so. And then yeah, I think he just went crazy mode. Jane Cobb's Hat Pacific Rim. I nearly watched that the other day. I've seen it a few times before. It's a decent film. Pretty cool. I'm having a big fat robot thing like that going. I'm gonna say that tree will just pop out. If you compare this truck to, say, the Dolphins, they're both like 8-wheel drive and all the rest of it, I'd definitely say the Dolphin. Yeah, this thing, again, it's like, everything about it's nice to drive. I just think it needs either a bit more engine power or the grip on the tyres upping. Maximum Overdrive has Emilio Estevez. That's like, is that Charlie Sheen's brother or something? Stephen King in Creepshow, epic. Creepshow. Rings a bell. I don't know if I've seen that or not though. I'll have to look into it. There's a movie called Killdozer. There is the real life Killdozer, and I think I've seen on Google there is a Killdozer book. Oh, fair enough. Is the film anything to do with like the real Killdozer thing, or is it just, you know, like a pretty good name, like a killer bulldozer? Dude, I like watching all the old films, like just loads of old films. More than I don't know. When I see something made in 2020, it's just like, yeah, it's gonna try and lecture me about some shit, like a fucking mouse that's endangered or something that I've got to cry about. Which, yeah, bad for the mouse, but I'm trying to watch a film, not get lectured on a load of other shit. Yeah, old films are just, well, they weren't old films. What was I watching the other day and it suddenly hit me like, Jesus Christ. That film was made ages ago and that was like a film I used to love as a kid. Can't remember what it was now. No, an alien controls the D9. Fair enough. Sounds like a good storyline there. I don't even know a lot about trucks and all the rest of it and all that, but yeah, even I know what a D9 is. Bit of a beast. Where would I want to drop this off? Oh yeah, shit, I was looking at the arrows pointing up. It's just dawned on me I need the one pointing down. Where the hell? Yeah, wasn't it? I thought it was over there somewhere, you have to take it. Oh, there. Well, I'm already going this way now, so it's going to have to happen. And that bridge exists. Good news. It's either that or going back to the farm. Fuck that. Never take my chances. Oh yeah, shit, let's get some fuel. Even though the goddamn horse does have fuel. Ironically, I do have 6 cargo loads worth of fuel, but nope. Oh yeah, don't forget Bigfoot. Oh yeah, shit. Right, do you know what? I'm best off getting another truck to head over there. Because not only this thing is pretty slow, but I'll be willing to bet I roll it within minutes, if that. Let's get this thing. Yeah, it's definitely got a bit of weight to it. It smokes like a beast. They must have pretty much copied the Navistar. Which, to be fair to it, I believe even when I was going through, you could set it up where like you could make this just 2 rear axles and all the rest of it. So it might be a kind of sneaky little way of getting a Navistar-esque vehicle without having to get the DLC. This one clearly eats that mud for breakfast. No, the movie is like 1974. It's about a bulldozer going on a killing spree. Fair enough. I'll have to see if it's on Amazon or something. It's a funny thing though, when you watch like old films, like in today's day and age, no matter how rich someone gets, even Elon Musk, he can buy anything in the world, but none of us will ever be able to go back to like 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever. Shit has gone forever. Have like Facebook and all that shit. Just a minute. So basically, maximum overdrive, except with only a dozer. It's true. Still, has anyone seen that film? It might be called Rubber. It's like just a tyre that becomes sentient. To be fair, there's like the film that I think is supposed to. It's like a parody of. I don't know. The fact that we'll watch anything. But ironically, it's not the worst film in the world. But it is just a tyre that comes to life, and then it uses like its brain power to kill people. What do you think is the best scouting game? The goddamn horse, without doubt. Gotta be the loaf. So that was the fuel storage. What the hell was that? The loaf, probably. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. He gets around. So on the hill to the right. So the Bigfoot is over here somewhere. Have I got a good chance of seeing it? Or is it one of them where you gotta like very specific conditions? I think I've said it before, but they could easily make this game like a horror game. You're just driving along at night and someone come fucking running out the trees at you. The rebel, I'll stay on the road. That killable tree? Might be. We'll find out. Yeah. Not that many. Down here a bit more. That's the problem. I don't have a clue where I'm supposed to be looking or anything. Which ain't your fault. It's like a bit difficult to try and explain it on the comment section. Is it up there somewhere then? I'm guessing. too far. I'll go back this way and I'll keep the camera up there, but if not, like I say, I'll check it out another time. You're right if you're driving. Oh, okay. So it's on this side somewhere. So is it up in this bit then? So if I'm here, then Rebel, looking down this way, if you imagine like 12 o'clock, you know, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, etc., almost behind you. So is it like in this bit? Or was that before I turned round? If not, I'll have to just, yeah, because like, I could easily sit here for the next 20 minutes, like. 2 o'clock. Right, so it's sort of... Is it up in the next bit, or is it worth me cutting across here? Drive along here quickly, have a little look. This thing ain't that fucking big. I ain't spotted him yet. Stay on the road. He would be up on that hill. Is that the one up here? Do you actually just like see him stood there, or does he like run off or something? What's that over there? Now I'm gonna be like, what's it called, like pareidolia or something? When you think everything's like a Bigfoot. Too far. I'll have to come back to it, I reckon. I assume we're getting pretty warm somewhere around here. He will be right there. The only thing with this truck is the tyres sit wide and it catches a lot of stuff. It will be right there if you stay on the road. Oh, so is it one of them, a bit like the fox or wolf, sorry, whatever it is? It's about here somewhere. Yeah. What will it like, just walk up or something? Or am I supposed to be able to see it now? Stop the engine. I don't want to scare him off. Let's change it to midday as well. Right, so he's here somewhere. Looking now, it would be straight ahead. I'm not sure, to be honest, dude. It's one of them. I'd have to just go and check a video out or something, because if I knew what I'm looking for, I'd sort of, obviously it'd make it a hell of a lot easier. We'll come back to it. Yeah, that's the one. It's got a weird name, this one. Seems that way less oomph than that other truck. To be fair, that Max truck, it's no, I don't mind driving it around in like the OP mode it's in at the minute. But it's definitely a little bit like crazy OP. So this thing just doesn't stand up well to... I don't know, any like rough terrain, it really doesn't like it. Rebel, no. It's so close. Is it like from where I left my truck? Is it further down the road, or do I have to reverse? It's probably worth with this truck as well. Maybe going into the like the off-road gearbox, because I've got 8 gears, I think. So yeah, I've got the highway gearbox. It rarely lets you get out of first. Obviously, once you're like flying down the road, it will. But driving along like this, it just won't let you. I can pretty much guarantee if I put it in high, it's gonna stall. But then you'd think with a highway gearbox, like first gear would be very, or even second as well, have a bit more kind of oomph to it. Reverse about 3 truck lengths and look at that curved hill. Fair, I will do it. I'll deliver this one and we'll go and have a quick look. The trailer hasn't tipped yet. Yeah, on that sort of section, this thing ain't fast, but it did that alright. It's like mud, that sort of mud and water and all that, it really doesn't seem to like at all. There's a puddle at the bottom of the hill. Right, so if I sit in the puddle then, and then look towards the curved hill. It's this way, isn't it? This way, I mean right. Doesn't really narrow it down, we just say this way. Careful on this turn. Yeah, that turn's a bit of a bait. I actually thought it'd be more awkward than it was. It's caught me out a few times cutting across that way. Because the other way you can go... Well, so yeah, probably not really. It's when you're cutting through this farm. I was going to say like cutting across there, but around here it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Bigfoot couldn't hold it anymore. See, finally let me get into second at least. I'm happy about it though. Yeah, back to first. If you sit in the puddle, you'll be too close. Fair enough. But it's one of them, yeah, that just won't appear unless, like, you're also far enough away. So it let me wind up in high gear, I'm not complaining, but... Once you're in high gear, this thing feels alright when it lets you in it. At this sort of pace is fine. I'm not even going to risk it, but sometimes I like to go down that road and cut across like little rocks. But yeah, not with a ramp flatbed and all the rest of it. It was a good map, good phase this one as well, Wisconsin. Oh yeah, I remember this. I ended up ramming like this whole car park with different vehicles. Oh wait, I best unpack the loaf. It's not really done it for months, probably a year or so, but it used to be a little bit iffy when you unpack stuff, but you've got like a loaf or something else packed on top of the cargo. Right, it's going to have a quick attempt number 2. Where the hell, what way around the map? Puddle at the bottom of the hill, so is that like... And that's the curved bit. Is it that bit, or is it that bit? Like, call that 1, and that number 2. Which one are we aiming to look at, please? Why did it not let me click that vehicle? I did turn the engine off, didn't I? Oh, it must be like the factory making that noise. There we go. 2, okay, cheers. So the puddle at the bottom of the hill, so really if I look now it should possibly be there. Or is it already there? That's the problem, I don't know. For some reason I'm still reversing even though my handbrake's on. It's the power of the Bigfoot. So, hoping to see like a 1980s monster truck. That'd make life easier. And that is like, is that it? Is that just a tree? Look right. What this? I was going to say my right or your right. I'm not sure, dude. I can't see anything. Back up a little more. Still can't see anything. I'll change it to the middle of the day again. Just so those sunbeams aren't. Still can't see anything. Look at what you called 1. So it's supposed to be like up on that hill? I'm just not sure, to be honest. It's one of them. I know it must be frustrating for you because you know what you're looking for. I really don't have a clue. Well, something up there looks like. The camera angle wouldn't keep bumping into that hill, it'd help. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'll have to check it out, I reckon, and then I'll have to come back or put it in a bit of a video. I really can't see. Not anything that's like really obvious. I can't really zoom. I can obviously zoom into my own vehicle, but I can't really zoom over there. Or you're talking about free mode. Yeah, I'm not sure, like that tree or something there looks, I don't know, like it stands out more than the others, but I can't see no Bigfoot near it. I'm not sure. He's apparently around here, but he's evading me. Google it, yeah, I think that'll be the best way. What stuff we got to get next? Metal beams, metal rolls. Can I get? I think that's, yeah, we turn the beams into rolls. What else got? Concrete blocks. 6. That was a limited amount there, that's not too bad. Ah, fuck it, yeah, I'm already there. May as well. Going that way. Oh, we'll go that way, but in fact, fuck it, I'll cut across that way first. So close, you'll get it on your own. You're in the right place though. Oh shit, yeah, I'm still in this vehicle. Take it like I am looking at the right side, like there somewhere. I just ain't seeing anything like super obvious up here. It's one of them where, unless you knew it was there, I assume you're not going to kind of easily accidentally see it, because I can't even bloody purposely see it. You're right if you're driving, yeah, so I just don't know. It's just not appearing, or I'm blind or something. I think a horn, I don't know, some fucking horror movie horn for a while. But yeah, I don't know, I'll have to, yeah, check it out on Google or something. He doesn't seem to be appearing. No, you're trying to run him down exactly. I was hoping if I get near and honk the horn, he might pop out and say hello, but he's not. I assume it's like something near this rock. I could be wrong, but yeah, there's obviously something that makes it trigger where you can actually see it, but for whatever reason I can't. Not packed. Uh-oh. A warranty on the remote. What are you looking for? Yeah, Bigfoot. Yeah, apparently Bigfoot appears somewhere around there, but seems to be a bit camera shy for me. It was worth trying to find him, but he says he's gone in 60 seconds. The son of a bitch evaded me. Why is this vehicle so horrifically fucking slow on random bits? Yeah. again, everything else it drives nice, but it's like a highway truck in the sense of as long as you're on flat solid ground, it's alright. Or if you can get it into high gear, it seems pretty decent. The first gear in that is fucking horrific. It's way better in high. Sasquatch. Yeah, the horn doesn't work. Have let the modder know. I could hear something, but it was obviously weird to say the least. I have got a headset on as well. I don't know, like, how it would have sounded if I just did it on my TV or something. But yeah, either way, it's definitely not not a normal horn. Is that the Hummer that's normally stuck there? Yeah, that's not one I've put there, is it? Camera has to be a right angle to see him, I think. Is it? Yeah. Again, it's one of them. I'll have to sort of. If I've seen a video of it, I'd just easily know what to do. Like I said, I appreciate you trying to explain it to me, though, Rebel. Hide and seek world champion. But he is. See all the mystery surrounding him now. Right, stealth bastard. Oh, now they fucking hide the stealth bomber, covering Bigfoot skin. Life is bored. I feel a tip over coming. It's true. Things could happen. Fair, if this vehicle fucking drop the hammer a bit, I think I can actually get fast enough to tip. Here's log. Can't miss it. Failed. We need 6 of these as well. Concrete blocks? Yeah. I don't know why it violently flicks that way. Go this way, see what it goes like through this. Oh shit, trailer will help. See what it goes like through this water. Alignment needs checking, it's true. It certainly gets a bit iffy when it jumps out the old sideboard. Is that a log floating or is that just me? Right, that is a log floating. Hope it can stick the landing. This will be fun. I was thinking the same thing. This water's bad enough with good vehicles. But we need to know for science. Right, let's get it in high gear. It's probably got more chance than anything. Probably throw in the towel within a second. Oh, it's actually staying in high. Like, I know it's near enough stopped, but it's not giving me the stalling stuff yet. See, Loaf. He's gentle enough, he wouldn't break them trees. I'm surprised they never put like a tree stump or something here. I assume like there is rocks and stuff under there, but again, if this thing had slightly bigger tyres, I think that'd help. It's still moving, which is something. This vehicle just doesn't like doing anything. A little bit of pace to it. See, I'm not even like winching in, but just when you attach a winch to something, I swear it tells some kind of mechanics in the game you get a little bonus. Like either a grip bonus or a power bonus or something, because it always seems to help a little bit. Yep. Something that shot out at me. That's what she said. Yeah, they're like the trees. They sort of stay in the ground until you give them a good yanking, and then they don't like it. I mean, in real life, you just wouldn't accept this as a speed, would you? Well, unless maybe you got paid by the hour. I suppose then you don't really have to care either way. The worst thing about those trees that fly out the ground is then the dead carcass of it sits in front of your truck and it becomes the first option for the winch every bloody time. Just move, truck. It's what I used to do, I don't know if it'll make any difference, but we'll see. Just by attaching a winch to the loaf. Well, when I used to, before you could pack vehicles and all the rest of it. Oh, I don't really want to hit. Yeah, because he's going to drive forward. But yeah, again, just by having the winch attached to something, you'd get like a little boost. May I ask which mod that is? Yeah, of course. It's called the NGAM4436. I know at the minute, if you do the mods, when you look at them all, by, say, the date they were added, I believe this was on page 1. It's a pretty new mod. Try unpacking. Yeah, that's true actually. You could give that a go as well. It might make a difference. Oh, unpack cargo. So when I was doing it earlier, yeah, there was a separate option then for cargo. Yeah, that's what I think it's more like these rocks. The Rockman's just overkilled it. It gripped on there, it liked it. And again, especially this thing has such tiny wheels, really. It's kind of like the step-toe sort of sized wheels and stuff. Capybara, thanks man. No worries, dude. I'm impressed. I always ditched the trailer. Yeah, true. Are you talking like I could detach the trailer and then like winch to the trailer? Your cargo capacity. not far off, but yeah, I won't be using this way again. Certainly not with this vehicle. To be honest, I'm tempted. I could just jump the loaf off, really. Right, okay, we're doing it. It is like definitely a kind of super / death mud section though. That's how it's done. Son of a bitch of a game. Stupid dead tree. Got that horse. He's all the loaf. Fuck around with these things. Just gonna make sure I pack the old cargo. I'm gonna say just get into second gear, man. Of course you fucking winked at everything except the fucking life. No way. It took about a year. Rebel, good idea. Yeah, unpacking the cargo. I think it was more that it gets stuck on rocks, but yeah, I definitely agree. Unpacking the cargo is a good option. Like, that's probably one of the few places where it's just going to be a dick either way. But yeah, unpacking the cargo, that works quite well. When I do like the reviews and I go up the quarry, sometimes unpacking the cargo there can sort of help you get up when it's just not happening otherwise. Here he comes to save the day. He certainly does. Again, he's just versatile for every situation. See, that little time that it took to just reverse the loaf onto the trailer, pack the two into the sideboard and driving back and all the rest of it is worth it. And to be fair, if I'd used the loaf sooner, I probably could have overall shortened the amount of time. See, even now, he's basically giving me a boost because he's ramming the trailer. Just all round a goddamn beast. Yeah, in the high gear, this truck's fine, but I'm really not keen on the auto selection going on. Mr. Loaf Wolf, it certainly is. So if they make a SnowRunner 2, they best be putting a goddamn horse in there. See, again, even there, it's a bit like the... just to explain it, like the clutch slipping. Obviously, I don't think it really is that, but it feels like it sort of takes a while to wind up, even in the high gear. Once you go in high gear, it was motoring along just fine. It's not like the quickest thing to react to it. Which, yeah, blocks. Say 12 metal rolls. Damn. Large pipe. I think that's only down the road, isn't it? It's like here, I think. Yeah. Oh, and there's one. Typical. hell's the other one though? To build it? Yeah. And then you generate and all that. Well, again, I'm not gonna like do all these missions. I'll just mess around for a little bit. Well, yeah, I might as well grab that long pipes. I bet. Yeah, that's definitely what she said. Sure, we'll be back live. See, this is where I'll end up regretting it. I'm just thinking. We've got a knife. Well, I'm pretty sure I've tried it before, but probably not with this truck. It's too rapid. Well, I was gonna say I'm probably gonna have to reverse it. Bit of a gap to jump. I don't know whether it would be better to attach the trailer. Oh shit, definitely like doing that. Let's give it a go. This is how I can get distracted for bloody hours on this game. Steer to save my life today. No, well, after all that, and then it just... maybe it would have been better to have the trailer attached in that case. Camera lay down, that'd help. To be fair, I could just winch the life. But I like to know. Long story short, I know I can do it. It's just a matter of doing it. Oh, fucking hell. It's just my terrible driving at this point. Back on there, low. I'm getting bump up, but it's not liking it. The camera fucking stop doing that as well, it'd be nice. Okay, I'll just keep them on air. So I could happily keep messing around for like the next hour doing that, but I'll spare you all the pain. I'm gonna go down the road anyway. Have you done the mission reinvigorating the old mines in Yukon? Yukon, was that like the Big Salmon Peak? And flooded foothills and that? I'm not sure, to be honest. I certainly did at least some of them, so I remember delivering at least some things to like the gold mine at the top of the mountain. But I can't remember if I did all the missions or not. It's a good point, to be honest. Yeah, I can't remember. I think if I've not done all the missions, I believe I did at least a chunk of them. Probably not on this playthrough though, to be fair. This is like the mod playthrough. Yeah. But on the original game, I'm sure again, I've definitely been up there and I did some missions. I can't remember 100% if I did all of them. Because I think at some point I kept getting really bad frame rate and all the rest of it, and I'm sure between phase 2 and 3 or something, or whatever it was, I think that's when mods came out, so just ended up what was I going to say? Yeah, I just ended up doing it like going off on the mods instead. Particularly with the lag and everything I was having on that map. I sort of like the maps, but the mud was a little bit crazy. And yeah, it just got a little bit sort of old. I don't think it's going to go. Right. Oh, in fact, this way would work. Possibly. Winch. I don't know why it always does that the first time. There's not any other good places to winch to. Fuck it. There's no point, 'cause I'm only going up the road anyway. Winch pipe. That's what we want. There is another option as well, just for anyone who doesn't know. If you put the ramp down, so he gets himself out. Put him on there. And then pack him. I mean, the ramp's down, but just in terms of like sheer room, he'll always fit somewhere. Oh, fuel! I was gonna say, surely this bit typical. I doubt it's gonna let me refuel from here. No, it won't. It's not even offering me the option. See, again, it's the little things, but I'm gonna have some loafy goodness to give me some fuel. Spare wheel. Bump the back end up, it is. It does. Nearly have it. Oh, where's the winch? We're in. It's gonna happen one way or the other. For the love of God, winch points. Wouldn't you ever at least just start at 12 o'clock? I think I might do. If I don't have to select for a million winch point, this would be more simple. Back. Anyway. I'll get going. But you can see the principles. There's always something you can do to mess around. We'll get him in there one way or another. Oh, sorry, I might have missed a few comments there, I was a bit distracted. Yeah, the 13th, yeah, is that when the next bit is, Phase 8's coming out. Sweet, now I don't have to suffer on the beach that weekend. What's up, Nutter? Oh, the cat's turned up. Shit, am I even going the right way? Yeah, I am. Again, the awesome power of the horse. It certainly is. There's always a way around something. Just again, because it's a live stream, I could happily sit there and mess around all night, but yeah, having to sit there and mashing the button to scroll through a million winch points every time you just want to pick one, it's a little bit fatty. Although I will say, to be fair, having that much winch reach, because I had more options to begin with. But like reversing up the truck to bump the back end up, that's what I was hoping when I was going off the ramped flatbed. It would work eventually, it'd just keep going until it works, but when you reverse up to stuff like, and I was bumping the back and it was kind of driving up the tyres, if I stayed hooked under the sideboard, I could stick a winch to this truck, that would drive forward, and as the wheels of the truck spin, that'll also sort of flick the loaf up. Like, yeah, a million different ways. Spent many, many hours making sure the goddamn horse is coming with me. Because you never know, like, again, little things like where I just got the fuel from it. If I didn't have a loaf with me, yeah, I'm pretty much, even though there's technically fuel that was like just down the road, but it wouldn't really matter. I'd have to, yeah, get a truck from the garage and drive that down, all the rest of it. Got him. Maybe do a 180 with the old loaf. Right now I have to detach it anyway. Well, I'm not building another pipe. I don't mind going and grab some metal beams if there's any nearby. One lot there. Is there never any, like, more of a bunch? Doubt you can, but can you build metal pipes? No, to be fair, it'd be a little bit easy if you could. I think you have to go scavenging off all of them. Which, to be honest, I don't really want to, the truck's a little bit on the slow side. What have we got in here? Oh, the old Twice Twins there. Let's take that for a little blast and then we'll call it a day. The mission takes place in flooded foothills, but it's not the only... Oh yeah, can you have a trailer? Yeah, you can on this one. Get a ramp flatbed, even though it's horrific. Is there any point actually? Because probably... Well, I'll take it, but I don't think I'll be able to get enough metal beams per place anyway. So if we do a shortcut, this twin steer should be able to handle it. Yeah, but it's not the only heavy time consumption mission. You have to complete the conveyor belts. Yeah, something about that rings a bell. There's a chance I did just like fuck that phase off really before I completed everything. I know every phase I've missed like the odd one mission here and there, but it's sort of a pretty obvious easy mission to do. But yeah, that flooded foothills one, I remember they were pretty, yeah, like, they do eat a lot of time up. But I think it was just more the frame rate and everything was doing my head in, the mud was getting a bit boring, and then they just released mods, so I just kind of had that to fill my time in the meantime, really, until they released Phase 3, which then I think was this phase. Should use a 6-slot step deck. True. Yeah, it's Twice Twins there, isn't it? So, well, I've got the saddle there. Excuse me. To be fair, I don't normally... Well, I've cut through this way a few times, but it's a little bit... probably more effort than it's worth, unless you've got, like, pretty high-powered mod vehicles, but I was going to say the mud seems to be taking its toll on everything. Can handle 4 beams. What is that if you have like this 6-slot step deck and the, yeah, like the back of the twin stair? Lone Wolf ramp flatbed is shit. Always use the ramp flatbed. Yeah, I know. I fully agree. I hate it, and yet it's well, this is probably because it has got like that saddle on the back. This probably would be a rare exception where it'd be pretty handy just to use that. But yeah, it's a lot of missions when you need to get like 6 items. Obviously you get the step deck and you're still 1 short and all the rest of it. There's certain vehicles where if I've got a crane I can sort of wear the 6 cargo like a hat. But yeah, this trailer is annoyingly handy for the fact you can just hitch it on the back of stuff, but I just, yeah, really don't like it. So they've dialed up like the slowness of this game or something. Even this twin stair's not liking it. Try and get your momentum or something. Just go through the fucking gear. See it trying to, like, it keeps forcing me back into first gear. I'm sure they've done something. Stuff used to make you stay in first gear like a bit, but it feels like it's way more excessive today. Like, I thought maybe it just could have been that truck I was using, but even this really is kind of moaning about it, really. So I may as well, because the trailer could just tip and be a dickhead. Yeah, fuck it, I'll keep going. I'm tempted to cut it loose. I don't know, either this map is being unreasonably OP, or they've done some kind of background stealth update where the mud is even muddier and slower and everything than it normally is. And again, just won't let me out first gear. Obviously it will once you pick up a bit of speed, but definitely being pretty severe on it tonight. They don't give you a choice. Is that like with the trailers? Yeah, if there was, again, like with the step deck, they should just make it like a 6-slot version, even though I end up always using like the step deck bit as a little loaf seat. But with various vehicles I've got other options, so yeah, it'd be cool if you had like, so you can carry 6 pieces of cargo without having to use a bloody ramp flatbed. Or the 8-slot, which is less tippy but kind of more horrific and gets caught everywhere. The auto gearbox is, I think, cutting it tonight. My gear is doing fine, but that was close. I'm surprised it didn't auto unpack on me there just because it could. In fact, yeah, we can go down there now, quick, let's see these rocks for the hell of it. Still knock the fences over. Touch my life. 2 more. I'm sure I've already poached them ones. What does it look like? Well, the building looks like it's still there. Well, so does that building. Maybe I have already poached them ones then. Well, I can go and have a quick look. So I can just cut up there. If not, then yeah, I'll probably get these metal beams done and then I'll call it a day. I wasn't particularly trying to get the mission done, it was just kind of an excuse to go and grab some cargo and bomb around the map. Gonna call it a night. See you guys. Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. Cheers for popping in and everything. And yeah, I'll be sort of back pretty soon anyway with an actual a new phase and all the rest of it. If I remember rightly, it goes pretty deep here. Don't know what she said. Ask me how I know. Chance of winning the lottery, then that would have pushed you and everything. Oh, I am diffs on. I think it's more that I'm just caught on like the chassis more than anything. See, this is why. Just get yourself a loaf and bring them everywhere. I did have suspension mode on this. Oh, I probably could have put them on stilts and reversed onto the, whatever the hell that truck's called. Oh, fuck it, actually, cut across the road, I'm gonna go across the bridge. Yeah, I've seen, yeah, AM videos. Yeah, exactly. That's, getting back to like just doing the normal videos, which would be pretty nice. I like doing them, like I said, for the last week or so. It's kind of I'd have been able to and everything. I've kind of had the urge to play a game, but yeah, there's not really a lot of new content or anything going on. But yeah, once Phase 8 drops, I'm back to normal. Drop that suspension out. I don't think it'll make any difference either way, but just less likely to tip or anything. So I told you that lake or river, whatever, goes deep. I remember it like when I first cut across when we first got this map. I drove into there, and to my horror, I think I had cargo and everything. I was like, oh shit, that went a lot worse than I thought. Did a little loaf hole, this thing's still gone. Again, I think it's like the middle of the chassis between the wheels. We'll get there, like, doubting the loaf, but I don't think it's necessarily like the depth of the water. I think I'm just kind of beaching on the bank between the front and rear axles. Where out there? Well, I may as well leave the loaf here until I'm back in a minute. No, I'm not accepting that. Gets his victory horn. Yes, I have already yoinked the metal beams away from that place. Nessie pulling you under. It's something. It had a something had a good old grip on me. I'll give it that. But again, going down the old loaf. Just stubbornly keep flooring it until good things happen. Again, I don't know what the hell is wrong with me that I can't steer to save my life today. I'll be sacked in minutes. Not sure if I've ever actually been this little way. I know it'll pop out roughly in the same place, but I'm sure I'm gonna have to drop my hammer. Taking damage. Right, how long does this fucking thing keep going? They all go up there then. Oh yeah, it's I was going to say, this thing looks like it's sitting pretty low, but broken suspension will explain it. Which again, if I had the goddamn horse on me, fixed. It could have gone a bit better if I didn't have smash suspension. And again, I don't think I've ever been this way. Some bitch is gonna make me do it. Glitch stuck on one of these tree stumps there a while ago. Yeah, I think normally I use like this bit to cut across sort of like this general part of the map. Which I figured the way I just went would be a bit quicker, but with smash suspension and those ledges, that kind of changed that one. Wisconsin contracts all this big? Probably for the most part, no. I think it's kind of like the main mission in like contract in this map, if you know what I mean, doing the paper mill. It's certainly a bit of a hefty one. That's kind of why I've not even done it before. I've obviously done it on my normal playthrough, but just doing like live streams and all that, messing around with mods. That's kind of why I still have the mission left up to this point, because yeah, it's a bit of a juicy one. I can't remember 100%, but I think even the video I did for it, even though I can edit certain bits out and all the rest of it, I think I ended up doing like part 1 and part 2, so there's just no way I'd get it all into one video. Because when you think as well, like, one more large pipe, to do that I'll have to build one here, but to build that I'll have to get a generator trailer from the garage, bring that down, park it in that square, and then it'll let you build some shit. And then 12 metal rolls, so I'd have to go and get like more metal beams. Well, what is here, just out of curiosity, just to look Unless there is a large pipe there as well, I doubt it, but yeah. Metal rolls 4, so then I'd need another 8 metal rolls. Yeah, it is 12, isn't it? I keep looking thinking, is it? You'd have to take metal beams then to this place, and that'll convert them into metal rolls. You'll get 2 metal rolls per beam. So if I took 2 metal beams there, I could get 4. So I'd have to take 4 more metal beams to there, change all them over, and then go to there and get another 4 rolls and all the rest of it. So yeah, this mission, again, it doesn't really bother me, but I think for the most part, like I say, it's the Green Lake paper mill. They're kind of, and that's only section A as well. Then you got section B, 2 bricks, 4 cement, 4 concrete slab, and then 6 more metal rolls. I think they, was it up here or something? I'm sure you could build, yeah, metal beams, there you go. So then for this one you need to take a trailer, which I've already got there, and you can build as many metal beams as you want there, and then you have to kind of take them round there to there, convert them to rolls, etc. Oh shit. Whereas other missions, what's that like? Oh, paper. Oh, and there's paper factory section C as well. Then you got to get cellulose 16. That's from the other map. But I think these missions are probably a little bit more. Well, I've already done one of them. I've done most of them, but they weren't as crazy. Like the paper mill's definitely the main thing. And then unless it must be a different map. I was thinking like, or I've already done it. Oh, there's a large pipe randomly sitting there for no apparent reason. I think there was a mission there, building something like power station or something, I can't remember. I wonder why that large pipe's just sat there. So I wouldn't have to necessarily bring a generator down there then and build that. Or at least not for section A. Oh yeah, there's section C, and then yeah, bloody hell. Fuel for small pipes, consumables, cargo, metal rolls, another 4 metal beams, 2 more large pipes, so there you go. I'd have to build or take a generator to that other place at some point. And then brick. So yeah, between them, they're definitely pretty hefty missions to get the paper mill done. But that is kind of like the main focus of this whole map, really. And to a degree, like the other map as well, Greenwoods River. That's where like you're gonna have to get the cellulose, I believe, somewhere off this map. Upgrade. Yeah, I've got loads of upgrades I need to grab. Yeah, I'll probably call it a day there, but I'll recover these. Just so I have them when I end up doing something else on some other map. Oh no, it's here, wasn't it? I just want to check with the engines it gives you the options of. No, so I've got the most powerful one. Funnily enough, I mean it says S on the power. It's not S plus, but it's obviously not that far off. So I don't know. It just feels like a little bit more gutless than it should be. See what kind of tyres it offers you. I don't know if they're like, you know, extra special like custom grip. I mean, that says like poor, excellent, excellent, excellent. And ironically, it says poor on road, and I'd say if anything, that was where it finally put some grip in and started moving. I mean, maybe those mud tyres, they might work a bit better. Just average, excellent, excellent. But yeah, I don't like. I quite like the mod though. Or the way it drives, the way it looks, all the rest of it is nice. It's just yeah, a little bit, especially when you're like fully loaded with cargo, it's a little bit slow. The ramp's cool, just as an idea. Like it's even been sort of well done. It works, does what it says it should. The only thing, I suppose, if I could add an option to it, it'd be just to get bigger tyres, so it'd be a little bit easier to drive like across certain terrains. But strictly speaking, if you're going to go rallying like over some really harsh terrain, getting a big fat ramp like this to fit there, you know, it's sort of, you're inevitably going to need to drive this somewhere that's like along a smooth road anyway, where you can get a nice big run up. But still, cool, worth getting. Like, I think it was about 24 megabytes this took up, not a lot. This took quite a bit, but it's sort of a custom truck. Oh yeah, the Max vehicle's the other one. I'll leave the Max vehicle there. Max highway truck. Bigfoot's still not turning up. I'll drive back down here, but I'm not gonna try and mess around too much to look for him. I'll just watch a video, but just on the off chance that he turns up like now. Again, there's obviously like a certain way to make it appear. It makes you wonder how people find this stuff. But yeah, sadly I can't see any Bigfoot at the minute. If he was like as tall as the trees, it'd help. Like massive foot, that's what I need. Do I recover this or not? Yeah, do you know what? I probably will, just because if I turn the model or whatever, I can always, like, it's back and I can sell it all back and everything. Yeah, like I said, I'll probably call it a day there though. It was pretty good. In fact, just got to bring the goddamn horse back as well. Even though I do like to leave my loaf scattered around all over the place. I mean, all night. He's goddamn professional. He's flipped vehicles, he's rescued them, he's pulled them out of water. He's done all kinds of stuff. Get yourself a loaf. That is what we've learned. That's what we always learn. Yeah, well, it's good though. On the 13th, what is it now? So it's like 6 in the morning for me, but Sunday the 9th, so like another 4 days. I don't know. For me, like if it ends up coming out, as long if I get it at like 8 PM on the 13th, all I was going to say is technically I probably won't be uploading the video. It'll be like the 14th in the morning for me, but yeah, around like as soon as I get the game, it's not going to take silly long. I'll do an exploration video and all that. But yeah, it's just good that we're finally. When did Phase 7 come out? It feels like Phase 7 came out in like, was it like April or something? April or May, wasn't it? Because I had my internet was being a twat, and it was around the same time. I think the game came out like a few days before I got my internet fixed, but well, not even fixed, just the bloody plug socket thing. But yeah, so it must have been back then. So it feels like it's been like 5-6 months odd since we've had like a phase. So it's about time. Yeah, sorry. Have a good morning, Wolf. Find Bigfoot. Yeah, true. I'll go on YouTube it now. It'll make it easier, and then I'll be able to find him pretty quickly. Why is there only one map in Tennessee? Where the dev's lazy or something? Yeah, is that the Phase 7? I mean, yeah, pretty much. I'm assuming they were trying to get the crossplay and everything working with consoles, so I assume that ate up some of their time. But yeah, as a massive company, they should have paid more devs and whatever to do more stuff. It ended up being Phase 7 was probably one of the only phases where, again, I didn't dislike the map at all. I thought the map was pretty cool, but just as a phase in general, yeah, only one map was a little bit like repetitive. You can't, keep switching scenery and all the rest of it. The missions are a little bit meh. Like they were doing the racing thing, I sort of get it, but yeah, there wasn't a lot going on that map, and it was probably objectively kind of the worst phase out of them all. But yeah, I mean, Phase 8 sounding like it's a lot better. I believe there's 4 maps, yeah, farm, and it should be. At least they're going to kind of go out with a little bit of a bang as far as that goes. But then, as some people have said as well, they're probably going to do a Season 3 as well. So then we'll probably get another 4 phases coming out over the next year. Glad you like the mods and thanks for the stream. Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. Cheers for letting us know, giving us the heads up on the mods. Yeah, they were good. Like the Max truck. Again, it's got about every upgrade option on it, so it's pretty much the sky's the limit on engine power, on the wheels, the suspension, all sorts of stuff. I assume all the add-ons on the back and everything. Yeah, so you can go pretty much any way you want with that truck. Yeah, and the ramp truck is just cool. It's pretty funny. There's other areas. To be fair, the White Val is the main one that I probably should have just left it there. Keep one implanted there permanently. But yeah, it's a good idea for a mod. It's pretty cool that they've added stuff like that. But yeah, I'll call it a day there. I appreciate it though. Cheers for popping in, everyone, and yeah, hanging out on the odd stream. Well, I can get the crocodile video review done. I know it's like kind of been ages since it came out, but I can get that done now and kind of bunch that in with some of the other stuff. And yeah, pretty soon then I'll be kind of back to normal, being able to make some videos and crank out some yeah, daily videos. Julian Legace, again, apologies, or Legacy, I don't know how to pronounce it, but good night, thanks for the stream. Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. Cheers for popping in. And yeah, everyone enjoy your day or night, whatever time it is. It's still dark here now, but it'll be morning pretty soon. Yeah, enjoy whatever it is you're getting up to, and thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon.